Hey, Bri, doesn't it suck that the boss is always over our shoulder when we're trying to talk?
Jay, he should be entertained by us. Let's get out of here and finish this conversation.
All right, as long as it's not work-related.
Jay!
B!
How's it going?
Fuck, man, I'm great, buddy. Good to be back.
I want to welcome everyone to the Work Related Podcast.
We are still related by work on that Twitter, that absentee Twitter.
Formerly known as Twitter.
I will explain. I will be putting something up that's happened to me the last couple of weeks, but that I've kind of kept hidden.
Done.
Yeah, well, I should have just left that alone. But yeah, fuck, it sucked missing another week, man.
Yeah.
Who knew that replacing the bone part of my hip would be the easiest part of my surgery?
I know, right?
You were saying something about like
it's the incision. It's not even the fact that you're like bionic.
Yeah, there's I keep getting it. It's not like I have to keep getting updates from my bionic body either. So everything is great. Like it's not like it's massive complications. I don't want to keep it downplay it or whatever. But like out of the 4-inch incision for the hip surgery, the very top like half inch had like a little suture infection.
Yep.
Abscess even. And so for the first 3-4 weeks, there was no discharge. There was no real nothing. But then like a week and a half ago, we noticed like a little discharge. And I don't know how much cuts. I mean, when you used to work, did you ever get lots of cuts on your hands or anything? Like,
nope.
So whenever I'd get a cut and it would get on my fingers, it would tend to like get a little infected.
Yeah.
Like I think I'm prone to some like infections like that.
Okay.
And I would always, if I didn't put polysporin on it or clean it very well, it would fucking hurt real quick and it would swell up. And so I'd always kind of be on top of it. Never really paid much attention to this. I'm grateful for all the medical attention that I've gotten. And I don't want to be, I want to be the best patient. I feel you get the best care if you're not like a whiny bitch. But when they took the stitches out, that was out of all the nurses and doctors, that was my least favorite. She seemed the least interested in what she had to do.
Do you remember her name?
No, she didn't say that. And that's funny. You said that. Because I filled out all these surveys. Like they're programmed to give you your, like say their name, what they're doing. Like, because all these questions you answer in the survey, they ask you, did you feel listened to? And was everything explained well? And all these things. And so, I felt that way, right? And so they usually come in, they tell you their name, but for some reason, I just whatever. I'm just going back on it now. There was this little spot when they took all the stitches out, and the surgeon said, "Yeah, that's just a, like I said, like a stitch incision or whatever." And so, in hindsight, I'm sure they hate this too. I should have said, "Hey, I'm prone to infections. Yeah. Should we do something about this?" And again, in hindsight, I almost wish they covered it up because it's in my waistband and my belly goes over it, like my waist, you know what I mean? Like it gets irritated there, like at the best of times. So, so we left, and then like a week later, not even, it started to look a little worse. And not trying to fucking mitigate it. Like I know infections are like a big problem of surgeries.
Yeah.
Like it's fun. We say that it's not the hip part, but you talk to the doctors and other people in the medical field. This is what they're more concerned about.
Yeah.
Right. Like I had to wash with like antibacterial soap beforehand and all that stuff. Like it just seems so unimportant because you're used to not being infected or your immune system just taking care of shit. But the second they open you up, you're just so susceptible to anything that can go wrong. And so we didn't do anything. We noticed it. So I have like a 24-hour home care thing I can call when I'm like a month after my surgery. It turns out it's 90 days after my surgery. But so we would phone them back when I talked to the last pod, when I was constipated, we were calling them to find out how they get the shit out of me. And so they had their fucking ideas. And so you end up talking to some of the same nurses every now and then. And some are even better on the phone. And so one was really great. Tammy had a good rapport with her. And I'm all over the place a little bit. So we noticed that this was like, we wanted to tell somebody. So we called this line. Somebody came over last Friday. So last Friday was a wash, more than one reason, but this is why I couldn't make it. And so she comes, again, second most disinterested nurse that I've had so far. She comes in, she looks at it, and she says, yeah, it's not bad. You know what? She goes, Tammy was like, should we do anything about this?
Was that 2 nurses in a row?
No, it wasn't in a row. They were weeks apart, but it was 2 nurses on the last half of the last quarter of the experiment here. Mm-hmm. And so I'm just like, I'm even not even trying to put it on her. I'm just making it making an overall arc right now, or putting all my hindsight thoughts on it, but so she just kind of looked at it. She did the least. Again, in my defense, she just cleaned it a bit. She put a fucking Band-Aid over it. She goes, "We'll have somebody come and look at it on Sunday. If it looks worse, then we'll do something. But as of now, it's recorded. Looks like this. There's not much more we can do." And so on Sunday, it didn't look any better. It looked like it went from being like a millimeter big to like 2 millimeters big, like a little dot. And I actually noticed when I looked at it, when I peeled it, like a little bit of like pus came off of it. Okay. And I'm like, the second I saw it, I go, I gotta fucking tell Tammy. And now my day is ruined, right? But it's for me. I'm not like, you know what I mean? I'm not in trouble.
To keep you alive.
I get it. But I just like, I don't live in this space, but at the moment I just like, woe is me. Not thinking of the woe is people that are out there, but you know, it takes me a while sometimes. So I'm like, fuck. So we called the nurse, and it was the one we had a good rapport with on the phone. She came over, and it was, you know, like, whatever. We knew she was coming over. Tammy bought her flowers. Like, I want these people to know I appreciate them when I do. Yeah. So it was a great connection, and she's looking at it, and she's like, yeah, I wish it would look a little bit better. She's like, you know what? Like, maybe she's trying everything for me not to have to go to emergency, because that's just a big pain in the ass. And so I'm like, fucking, she's like, yeah, I don't know if you should, back and forth. And I just said, you know what, if you think I should, like, if that's the thing, the hospital's fucking 4 minutes away. Like, it looks on the thing we saw, it was like an hour and some odd wait for the emergency. I said, fuck it, we'll just go. What else do I got to do? And so we went. So she's like, yeah, I should go. So I went and waited in emergency with all these other, it was Sunday night, so it wasn't like that crazy busy. But the whole process took like 5 hours. And I'm just waiting and waiting and waiting. A doctor comes, looks. Nobody's really that concerned about it, but just for precaution, they put me on IV antibiotics and they clean it up, and then they send me on my way. I called my surgeon the next day, and he says he wants to see me just to see it. Like, I was supposed to see him next week, but we saw him like a couple of days ago. Just they want to see it. Yeah. And so he was not that concerned, but just like for precautions, he cut the wound open a little bit more. And so now they're packing gauze inside of it. It's not as painful or gross as it sounds, but
it does sound gross and
painful. No, sorry, people. Sorry.
They just cut it open. They just pack it with gauze.
Yeah, it sounds great, but we're talking like, so the whole thing is like 2 centimeters long, not even. And so he cuts it a little bit more. My leg is kind of numb, and this doctor already thinks I'm a tough guy because of my like the arthritis I was dealing with and all that. So I don't want to fucking wince or cry when he fucking cuts me with a scalpel, but fucking hurt, man.
Oh, God.
Like, it wasn't not like, he was like, it's just a prick. And it is basically just like a prick, but just like, I wish that that didn't happen. And so fucking he slices me open a bit, and then another person comes in and fills it all in. I don't really see what's going on, but I just think they're packing it with gauze with like medication. He goes, because what can happen is the infection can get healed over and it's still inside you.
I
right?
see.
Like, it's just your body fucking wants to heal. Your body's healing all the time. And so the infection is really just trying to heal itself. Yeah. And like a baseball, it can just like get a hard cover around it, and you can like treat like outside of that baseball, but you can't get inside of the cover of it. So that's why they open it up, and that's why they stick inside. And then so they were debating on, should I go back to emergency to get another, like, they wanted to start home antibiotics, IV. So I was kind of, I didn't know what all this was going to entail. My mind was like, do I have to go emergency again and wait for hours and hours just for this precautionary procedure or whatever? I wasn't so much, woe is me. I was just like, fuck, whatever. It is what it is. So they ended up sending me home, and there was some complications back and forth, but right now I have like a pump hooked up to me with fucking
in your fanny pack.
Yeah, fanny pack. Thank you very much. I'm rocking the fanny pack. You didn't have to give people the big picture.
You got to tell them, picture Jay with a fanny pack, right? It's like bright pink and everything.
How dare you? Now nobody believes anything you say. And then I went to a clinic to get. So we've seen it. A nurse came yesterday to hook me up with the pump and redress the wound. And you can see it's already better. Mm-hmm. It's already looking a lot better than it did a couple days ago. So I think I'm pretty happy with everything we did. I get a little, what's the word? Well, I felt a little sorry for myself. I try not to. Like, I feel like I was almost not going to come here because I'm like, I don't want to go out in public with this fucking thing in my arm and a fanny pack. Like, I wouldn't go with a fanny pack.
If you told me that was the reason, I would have been like, Jay, are you serious?
Well, I'm just telling you across my mind. Like, I didn't know how safe I was. Right? Like how like I'm like I get caught on something. Like
the kids come running and they jump on you.
Well, they did. They did come running. I did. I was like, fuck it, back off. Little did I know you were yelling at them, so they weren't in the greatest mood in the first place.
Fucking assholes.
That's your problem, not mine. Yeah, like this is getting better. Your kids are just getting worse.
I know, right? I wonder if there's antibiotics for them.
Just for your mind. It's called tequila.
Yes, I don't have any of that, Jay.
You just don't have the ones you want, Brian, because you didn't make your message straight, Brian. You know, you don't know how to speak up for yourself, Brian.
Jay, we're not going to this conversation, okay? You brought it up. You brought up tequila.
So it's funny because like strength wise, I'm getting better. Like I don't know, I'm not like I don't think I'm above where they might want me to be. I think like next week I would probably be like in the timeline would be 6 weeks, and that's when I would be like normally clear to drive. So it's my right leg, so it's my brake and like throttle. So I'm not 100% confident that I can like stomp on the brakes if I had to.
Right now?
Yeah, right now. Like
Are you 100% confident you'll be able to do that in a month?
Yes, I'm almost confident that I could probably do it in a week. Like each time I get better and better. I'm not going to physio every day. Like I don't like because I'm on a government program. Like they don't do that. I've been to physio twice, and both times were just for 20 minutes. So they show you the exercises and you do them at home. She measures how much I can move my leg and shows me how to walk. Like I get whatever sloppy in my walking or whatever.
How long do you have to do physio for? Do you have to do it like for a year?
I don't think I'm never. No, it's not like physio, like I got to schedule, like it's weird. I think I'll be doing exercises for my whole life.
Yeah.
Like right now I'm just doing simple leg lifts.
But when you get back to work very shortly, are you going to like just continue like milk the benefits and do physio every once in a while and stuff? Because Selena, she doesn't do physio anymore. She does chiropractor, but like she used to just do physio for like her shoulders and stuff.
So I will be. Well, I want to stay on top of this. I can't do as much as I might want to at some certain times.
Yeah.
This is like sounds like a cop out. Like I don't want to overdo it, right? Like they've given me just these 4 simple exercises, and then this last time they gave me another one, and I was showing you just sitting down and you just lift your leg up and push down on it. It was so hard for me to do it with my bad leg.
Yeah.
Like it was like I could barely lift it up and I could barely push it down, and I was like, "Fuck, this is like it's like I'm scared how hard this one exercise is to do." So I'm just supposed to do the 3 sets of the 4 different exercises they gave me.
You do 6?
Well, so this is the thing. I'm doing a little bit more, but the second they gave me this new one and I was going through it, I regressed. I hurt myself. My leg, like I was like, fuck, I pushed it too much. And it was hard for me to get my leg back into bed again. Right? Like just like this one little, I was like at number 8, pushing down. And in hindsight, I should just lifted my leg without the push down. Right? Like I was just trying to do too much. And I felt this little, it wasn't like a pulled muscle. It was just like a little twinge. And I'm like, oh, and I was like, oh yeah, fuck. And I was limping a lot worse from that. It was hard for me to lift my leg up into the fucking bed like that.
You're back now though, right?
I'm better now. It's gotten better now. But I had to not do that exercise for a couple days. And when I started doing it again, I'm like, okay, let me just lift the leg up and like get some strength there before I push down on it hard. And if I feel it, just stop. I gotta stop. This is not, this isn't me, but I gotta stop trying to do too much.
Yeah.
Like I'm not, that's not, nobody ever accuses me.
You wanting to come back better. I think that's you just wanting to be stronger, be above the average. You know what
like
I mean?
it's not, it's just, I don't, I think part of my problem was with the hip being what it was, is my leg was weak to begin with. And like, I can't imagine this bad leg being strong enough to support me if I ever got surgery on the other leg. Like that's years, like that's a year away at least. Like I don't know. So I'm never not going to do what exercises they tell me. What I think I want to do, and I'm going to probably wait another couple weeks and I'll talk to them, is because nobody gives you this shit for free. Like I'm getting lots of home care for free, but physio, they fucking hold tight like it's gold.
Yeah.
Right? Like they're not giving, I have benefits and I have that kind of stuff. So I want to go see Julio again. Everybody remember Julio? Like I want to go tell him that like it's been years now.
Oh, he'll have great advice for you.
He's going to know that I got the hip done. Like I listened to him and I go, so he'll be able to give me more exercises to do.
You should do that.
I will, but like I said, I'm just barely starting now.
When you get back.
Yeah, like I think I might do that in a couple. I'll do that before I go back. I'm hoping the last month, like this next couple of weeks is like, well, see now this infection thing is brought me down.
Setback, yeah.
It's not like done. I'm gonna have to like, I don't know how my timeline has brought me down or do whatever, right? But I can still do my exercises. They're all sitting down, right, and like lying down and shit. I'm definitely not gonna go see him. If everything was fine, I might go see him in a couple of weeks. So I'm gonna go see him in like 3 or 4 weeks.
Take your time,
and then he can give me even better exercises to do.
Yeah.
Like I don't want to like even try to do a squat or something stupid. Like I'm trying stairs now.
Yeah.
Right? Like it's like I can go upstairs fine, but it's all on the one leg. You know what I mean? Like one at a time, one at a time. I can go downstairs like a champ now. Like not like I bring the cane with me when I come here and go just in case because I don't know how long I'm walking.
You have to take it for in case.
But I don't really need it. Like we went to the beer store today and I carried both my 12 packs and Tammy was freaking out. She's like, "Where's it?" And I'm just like, "They're balancing me out. I'm okay." Like and I'm grateful for her and everything like that. But if I listened to her, I don't know if I would ever push myself enough. Like I think that I got to find the balance of not pushing too hard and actually having some kind of push. So I don't want to just like start doing some exercises. I do my exercises as fast as I can. Like, so this is the thing. When I first started doing them, I would do my 1 sets of 10 for all 4 and then like take a break for hours. You know what I mean? And then just do them all throughout the day. Mm-hmm. I do them all at the same time now.
Okay.
I do the ones like lying down like heel slides while I'm still in bed before I get up. And then when I get downstairs, now I have little weights, little fucking 2-pound weights on my heels. And I put them on and I do 30 of all the things I have to do right away.
Nice.
And it feels good. And then I'll do some walking around the house. Now these hard ones that I was just telling you, I'll put those intermittently through the day. Yeah. I won't do all 30 of those on each leg. I'll do 10 and then fucking
that makes sense.
Take a break. So I'm building it up. The stairs, my basement or my garage stairs are way lower. Like they're smaller angle up or whatever. Those are easier to get up. I'm scared to let go of my hands on the rail. I can hand on both railings and step up with that leg. Mm-hmm. I can't lift my whole body up with that one leg up a step.
Okay.
Like in the middle, I kind of can, but I still am holding on a little bit. So I do that every now and then. Like
it's only been a couple weeks.
It's been like almost 6 weeks now. Like
6 weeks?
Yeah.
No, this is my 6th week. In August. It was in July. Oh,
it was July 25th. Fuck, so this is the end of my 5th week.
God damn.
Yeah.
Time flies.
I'll be back at work before no time.
Yeah. Early. You asked me about work. I didn't tell you what happened to Tiu.
What happened to Tiu? I haven't seen him for fucking months. He came back after I got there.
Yeah.
Or left.
His back is really messed up. You remember he went away for his back for before? His back is really messed up and now he's on like modified duties. He is not putting up bodies anymore or anything.
Is he like wearing a brace or anything, or is he just dealing with it?
No, he has like a couple what do they call those things in your spine?
Oh, like pins or fucking rods?
No, he has slipped.
Oh, he has slipped discs or something?
Yeah, in like 3 or 4 of his vertebrae. Tio. Yeah, so he when I went to day shift to work day shift, he was telling me that his back is messed up because I was asking him what he wanted to do next and whatnot. And he's like, he just wants something with a lot of hours so that he can rest his back and stretch his back and whatnot. And then he's like, do you think like what happens if I talk to Mo? Because I don't know if I can do this much longer. Like, I don't know. He's like, he wants to work because he's Tiu. He likes to work. But he's like, I don't know if I can. I said, I would just talk to Mo about it. Like, you're going to have to. If it's this bad, where he says he has to take breaks like every like half hour.
Wouldn't he get a doctor's note?
He already has a doctor's note and everything. He has all of that.
Yeah, so
So he just didn't want to make it. He didn't want to not do his work.
Sure, you know he doesn't want to be like sound like a bitch coming there. Like I can only work 3 like an hour and a half at a time.
Yeah, because he likes doing.
But he doesn't want to be.
He was doing superstructures. No, the last job he was doing.
He can do anything.
So he's like, yeah. So then, last week. The week before last week, he talked to Mo, and then this week, Mo said to get all the documentation and show him, and then now this week he's officially like he's doing like sliding tops now, like just like building. I know, and I said to Marcel, I said that's gonna be a hit because that's gonna be a big detrimental because 2 of the guys are 2.5 are on dependable. And that's a guy you could have counted on before, and now you have a whole bunch of new guys who won't be able to do. Who can probably do like 30% of what he does. Yeah. So it's like, that's going to be a real hit for him on day shift, like big time.
It's funny. I don't care. Like, I get what you're saying. Like, as part of that, I just feel for him.
I do.
Yeah, no, you do too. I know you do too.
He likes to do it. That's when he was telling me, he's like, I just don't want to say because I like doing this. Like, I like doing, like, he likes doing his job. He likes, like you, he likes seeing the outcome. He likes building it. And he's still, it's funny because him and Alvin were doing the non-scratch. Right, the non-scratch hybrids that you were doing, so they're finishing off that run, and like we would come in every day, and Alvin would be like, "How did he do this already?" I said, "He only works like freaking 8 hours. He doesn't even work like a full 9 hour that they do on days or 11 hours at you." He's like, "Oh my god!" I'm like, "I know," and he's gonna be gone. Like it's gonna be like So I was telling him like maybe like you show people, you try to just like
Make
I
him a
don't
lead
know.
hand.
It's too late for that.
Yeah.
That's already long gone now.
Well, no, you can always revisit.
But you told me he's like, I would love to come to the afternoon shift and be a lead hand. Because I was
Wow.
telling him the same thing.
Yeah,
you should
yeah.
be a lead. But he's like, I would love to come to afternoon, but he just can't. His wife will kill him, he said.
I hear you. I hear you. That's the way it goes for most of us. You just rather argue with your wife.
Yeah, damn right. I need my tequila.
You brought up tequila again. Stop it.
No.
Stop it. Yeah, I don't see. Time is flying by with like non-work related stuff.
I can bet.
I don't fucking miss it at all.
How, Jay?
I've not even thought of building a Lego. I don't
God
fucking see.
damn.
If I see a utility truck, maybe I look at it a little bit side-eyed, like on the road.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, I know what it's all about, like that or whatever. But other than like having to deal with this, like other, it's weird. Other things like fill your time in your head, but I don't.
Are you going to retire, Jay?
If this was like a permanent thing, then maybe I might feel some kind of unfulfillment. I don't feel unfulfilled. I fucking love almost everything I'm watching on
only been
TV.
5 weeks.
Another 5 weeks? I'm already talking to you after 5 weeks. Like you fucking want to get out of here because your kids are screaming. Like you don't want. Like I don't know why. You know what I mean? Like what you
I
don't
need
want
to
to
go
stay home for.
regulate them is what I feel like I need to do. But
So,
Kai's getting
but-
his hair done now, so it'll be all right.
Yeah, they'll be quiet because there's company.
Yeah,
It's not me.
exactly.
They're not quite for me
They're
anymore.
not quite for you. In the beginning, they were, and
Yeah.
now they don't even care.
No, now it's-
Kai's coming crying, my ball, you hit me in my ball.
That's truly you've made it into the family. You've got it. I get it. So, so I miss work wise. Like I fucking don't. Like I already know. I've told you this. So I don't know how this this part is delaying my rehab.
Mhm.
Like I don't want to sound like I don't want to go to the doctor and tell him like I don't want to go back to work or anything like that or all these things. I'm on unemployment now, which is a kind of fucked up thing. Like it's not really good money. It's a whole different. It's so much better than it was back in my day
Yeah.
when I was like 19 on this fucking thing where you had to go to the office and these cards.
Oh,
and
yeah.
no email like before the
Yeah.
internet. Now
The
everything.
hell?
Now it's all like I've gotten like it's so much. These kids have no idea how easy this unemployment is as compared to before. You just answer these questions. Yeah, I was looking for a job. Yeah, I was, not those aren't my questions because
Yeah.
I'm on a different thing.
Yeah.
And so yeah, the money just gets directly deposited into your fucking bank.
That's all great.
The thing that I have, other than the amount that they give you, the thing that I have is that my thing kind of runs out like September 28th or something like that.
Mhm.
But I'm not scheduled to be back at work till like October 25th or whatever. So I have to get some kind of doctor's note to continue it on after that September date,
Okay.
which is fine. Like I'm going to talk to him about that.
Are you going to do it to your vacation? Because you were saying before you were going to do it to your comeback and then take vacation. Are you
So I need to take Tammy on vacation.
oh, yes.
Like
oh,
Tammy,
yes,
like
yes.
it's not. This is going to sound.
No,
and
you have to.
So
You
there's
have
part of
to.
it. Part of it is me not wanting to go to back work. Everything that I just said about work is true. So
Jay.
the longer I can stay off of that and go, but we're not on vacation right now. I am a little bit. I'm checking out fucking ancient fucking Egyptian pharaoh shows on TV. I could tell you about the lost fucking kingdom of Kush. I could tell you about everything that you want to know about the pikes in fucking Scotland and fucking the 1300, whatever it is. And my Gran Turismo game has gotten fucking quite high.
Nice.
I'm the biggest Paralympic fan that the fucking country's ever
Jesus,
seen.
Jay.
I got so much more respect for those wheelchair motherfuckers. Like you have no idea. Remember I said wheelchair tennis at one time,
Yep,
right?
yep.
Like I was on it. Now I'm watching these guys like, God damn, like I could barely get myself. I'll tell. I was at the X in a wheelchair, so I'll say, like it's so much harder than it looks.
Oh, yeah.
But whatever, you never really think of it.
Well, I can't lie. I get annoyed seeing people's toolboxes in your area, okay? I don't like it.
I know you don't. You
Your
sent me, but you stopped.
toolboxes, yeah. Your toolbox is there. It's wrapped up in freaking like saran wrap and shit. And then this new guy has his toolbox beside yours. And I'm thinking like, you have no fucking idea. You're getting too comfortable here, guy. I might have to
Thanks.
move that shit just a little bit.
Thanks, man.
We
I'm
can,
okay.
like,
Listen,
turn
let's
it
just relax.
backwards. No.
That-
Even
it's good as-
Tariq didn't move his toolbox over there. And you think you can just move in here like you just freaking own the place? Get the fuck out of here. You've been here 3 weeks and you freaking only been here for like 15 days of that 3
Stop.
weeks.
I appreciate
it's annoying.
it. Just calm down.
Get the fuck out of here.
The problem, like, okay, the thing is, in that thought, and it's right, then whatever, we're all replaceable, we can't do it, but we talked about it before work, like before the pod and all that's going on, they can't wait for me to get back to work.
Yeah.
Like, I have all the leeway, you know what I mean? Like, they'll be so thankful. Like,
They will
they're going to
be.
give, like, if that spot is used for something else or whatever, like, I'm not 100% sure what's going to happen, and I get a little anxious on what, you know what I mean, like what it's going to be like that. But from the sounds of it, they're just going to give me back everything that I had before.
100%.
And can't wait for that to happen.
100%. They didn't even move your toolboxes out. Okay.
No, they wouldn't. There's no need to.
Usually they take that shit and put it under the stairs.
But I'm not. No, it's happened, and I've seen it because they can't rely on those people.
Yeah.
I have fucking nothing but decades of fucking reliance from these people.
Right back.
So this is great. Like I really appreciate all the thoughts from working on that. So I know it's going to come back like easy on that. But what I'm getting at is, even though I stay off for 3 months, and I said it's a little bit of vacation for me, like Tammy's not on vacation.
Yeah.
And we've been fucked over with, now we're really tight with money from the fucking unemployment. If we can make it that we can go down there for fucking 10 days, then I'm going to take 2 weeks. I'm going to take my 2 weeks vacation after this is all done.
Okay.
Like, just say the doctor says, because it's like 3 weeks, month to day, like say October 25th, you know what I mean? Like you can go back to work. Then I'm going to say, okay, October 25th, this is done. I'm taking 2 weeks vacation from October 25th. And if they don't like it, I don't care.
They're not going to say shit.
I don't care.
They're not going to say shit.
I'm going to be as honest with them as possible. I'm not going to say it's part of the recovery. I'm going to say this is like, I have to take her on vacation. Like we have to go on vacation because she's just been like out of her mind.
They're not going to say shit.
No, I'm not. Like,
you know that.
You know I do.
Mo doesn't care.
You're right, but what makes me like come at that angle? I don't want to be like all cocky and bravado. Like they're the person that's like, that sounds like a dick. It's like, yeah, they have no choice but to give this to me. Like the demanding. I don't want to be demanding about it. I pretty am. Like that's what I'm doing.
They just want communication. Once you tell them that, they're gonna be like, all right, no problem. We're ready for you to come back. We'll be happy.
Yeah. You're right. It's a communication part. So I actually should have emailed him today. Each time I've gotten my EI, I've told Mo, like last time I said, oh, everything worked. It's all good. Feeling good to do that. I need to email him today or whatever. Should have emailed him today saying, I got my second unemployment check and there's little complications with the infection, just to keep them updated.
Yep.
Right?
They're stressing out right now, though.
What?
They're stressing out right now, like Mo and Sunil.
About work?
Yeah. They're having heavy because the raises and stuff just happened. So you know how that goes.
I
right?
don't know why they would stress out about that.
Because people are coming in, people are complaining, like they're dealing with like, it's just constant shit. And it's inventory. There's another thing
that I can understand they get stressed out about, but
that's their fault for doing it at the same time. They did it on,
they could have got the raises done a long time ago.
And now it's inventory, and they've obviously been prepping for last week. And Sunil just got back from vacation from Florida. So now everything's crazy. Like you can't even talk to them. Like normally you see them walking and try to talk to them. They're in rushes. And like I went to go, I had a meeting with Ryan. I went in there and people are in and out of Mo's office. Like just people just line up
way more than they normally would.
Yeah, because of just what's going on. So
I guess they're stressed out, but like I always expect that. But I also assume that there's a certain percentage of people that are always whining and complaining about their fucking wages.
Yeah.
Or when did the reviews happen?
For sure. But
now it's a flood of people.
Now it's a flood of people. And, you know, it's the usuals that we've always had. And now a whole bunch of new people who are entitled and stuff like that.
Sure.
So now it's like just like a whole thing.
Again, not being in like, I'm happy I'm not part of that problem. You know what? Every time I hear that it makes me realize I bump myself up a level in the standing of people.
Yeah.
Because I'm not that.
Yeah.
None of that. I've never been that person.
Yeah.
And I just like you get away with so much more.
I know.
Like if you're not that whiny bitch.
I know.
You eventually get it.
Chill out.
They know everything. They remember every fucking complaint you give them.
Chill out. Like
that entitlement part is so annoying.
It's like Vishu's been one. He's like been on me about it and stuff. And I'm just like, bro, he's like, yeah, but like they only gave me this and like you gave me a B, and I'm like, yeah, you got a B. Like you're lucky you got a B.
So did everybody else.
He's like, almost everybody. There's only like 3 A's, and one was like Ron because I just had to.
Yeah.
And I'm just like, frick, like. And he's like, yeah, but this is not fair. The amount of production I do and stuff. And I said, bro, listen, I got a B. And I can do your job with ease, okay? I can do your job and I got a B. So you want me to give you an A? On top of that, I barely got Ron an A. That was already a struggle. He got like 1 point in an A.
I can imagine.
And it's just like, and I'm like, can you do what Ron does? He's like, no, I get it. But still, man, and I'm just like, bro, you just gotta chill. You've been here barely a year. I don't even think you've been here a year. Like, I don't want to hear none of that. On top of that, you sit, you relax on your phone, you do like a lot of these things that like Johnny's and your arch nemesis, which is he's not, Love Deep doesn't do. They don't do that kind of stuff. And you're just like, you think you're entitled to all this crap. And then Caleb, you know
Caleb,
he got like he got like a C.
Ooh.
And he was telling me, he's like, I only got like 30 cents and stuff.
Ooh.
And I was like, bro, you're lucky you even have a job. You were basically fired.
Yeah, true.
You were
You know what? That's
basically
true.
fired.
You're right. That's the way to look at
And
it.
he goes to me, he goes, you know what? You're right. You know what? This is not so bad. It's like, I just got to do better for next year, right? I'm like, yeah, I don't. I say, if you keep doing what you're doing, next year will be better. He's like, yeah, that's what I'm going to do. And I'm just like, why can't you just be like that?
I wish I could tell these guys the less you complain, the more you eventually get.
Exactly.
It'll always come to you.
Yeah.
You might not, like Vishnu might, I get his point. It's just, it's immaturity. And
Very.
it's like, and it's entitlement
Well, he's
for
like
sure.
22. He's like,
Yeah, but that's
Caleb's
how you.
age.
So this is again, you can't. This is what is like. It's admirable. Hey, there, I got it right, babe.
Yeah.
Is that he is willing to admit that when you say that to him,
Yeah.
right? Like it's good that you have that boss relationship and say, listen, what do you more expect? It's like, yeah, fuck. You know what? I'm happy. I'm not. This is not worth quitting over.
Yeah.
Everybody between 20 and 30. Not, a certain percentage of us quit over fucking bullshit things like that.
Yeah.
And then you're in a worse spot.
Way worse.
Building way fucking shittier things
Yeah.
for less money. And you go, why? Why did I do that to myself? So I've recognized I've done that to myself enough to not do it now.
Yeah.
We all feel that same way. You feel you would want to get a better grade. I know this whole grading system is bullshit.
Oh, for sure.
I've been around for long enough to see that they have to set it up to not to it's like salary arbitration for your athlete.
Yeah.
It's like fucking you know what I mean? Like you're worth, you know what I mean? Like Aaron Judge, yeah, you're the best baseball player in fucking, or Otani, you're best baseball player. Yeah, but you know what? We want to give you 600 million. Well, I
Yeah.
want 650 million. You know what I mean? Like we have to tell you why you're not worth 650.
Yeah.
Right? You can tell us all, but we're gonna whatever it is. Like that's a different like an animal, but you
it's-
always want more.
Yeah.
Right? You're always in some kind of arbitration.
That's something if you keep chasing, you're just never going to be happy. What's
It's
the point
not
of
the be all and
chasing
end
that?
all.
Yeah.
It will come to you.
Yeah.
Like it does come to you in time, and it's not even like I've told you, like even being a boss for fucking $5 more an hour isn't the motivation to be a
No,
boss.
it's not.
And like and I've said that many times. I go by that. I do feel for these young guys because they don't know any better. Right? Like it's just because they're in it. Like that's how they feel. And you can't feel that way. Even I got my marks and I knew Ali comes with this whole thing. And when this happens, the same with like whatever, I want to let him off the hook. He's already getting enough people fucking not fair. And I know they're giving him a non-fair assignment.
Yep.
They're giving him an assignment to do what you can to not give Jay a fucking A.
Yep.
Right? Like if you give Jay an A, you have to explain more why.
Yep.
If you just give Jay a B, we're good. That's what we all, you know what I mean? I'm just saying in this general thing. So the numbers, the scale doesn't even go 1 to 10. This, like, you know, the scale could go to 1 to 100 for all of these things.
Yeah.
And you could have a score of 1,000 or whatever it is. So you see the way it's set up. And I don't even look at it. I just fucking glance by it. I say to him, I feel for him. They make him do this for us.
Yeah.
And wherever things are, I agree with it. The attendance, I felt I got fucked over on a bit but I can't because those are real hours that I've missed.
Yeah.
And I like maybe they didn't take in my Fridays that I take off and whatever it is. But because I don't work a full 44 hours, it's like 42 and a half, 43, depending on how long you fucking used to keep me, you know, so I guess I should be appreciative of
You're
those
welcome.
moments.
That's paying back.
And I'm like, oh, so I'm definitely on the low end of that. I got like a 1. And like I'm like, that shouldn't be right. I'm here every fucking day. How are you telling me I've missed 49 hours?
Yeah.
And but like you do the math. Oh no, that's 40. Like that's something the authorities can fucking ding you on.
Yeah.
So I didn't. So like an A was like over 130 on our scaling system, and I got like 120 odd something.
Yeah. It's
And
so fucking hard.
Okay, so I
I
realized
don't even know how. No offense. I don't know how he got you to a 120. Like it
was 126 or
it's
something.
So freaking hard.
because he respects me. Out of all the bullshit we've had with Ali,
It's still-
and I've said that he doesn't want to come to me with
some bullshit.
yeah.
But it's still so freaking. It's.
I genuinely
very
feel
hard.
for you guys having to fucking manage this.
Yeah.
You're gonna come to Vishu next time. Maybe not him.
Yeah.
Like what you just had with Ron. What are you gonna do in 4 years? If it's like different now, it's whatever. He might not be there, but just imagine everybody's a little bit younger, and you 4 years now, and just like, and you're more established. And you know what, man? Like I can't give him a pass on that,
Yeah.
right? And you eventually say, Ron, you got a 129. Right? And he's just going to say whatever.
Yeah, he
you're going to
doesn't-
feel a certain way. You're going to
Absolutely.
feel, or some people will feel so anxiety ridden about that meeting, or, you know, doing all that.
Especially when like you ask them to do things for you that's not really part of their job, like showing people stuff, training people to do, taking someone under
That they're
their
not
wing,
getting marks
that
for.
they're not getting marks for, and then you go and give them
A 0 for
"Sorry,
attendance.
Man, sorry.
Yeah. So it's not set up.
Yeah.
You recognize the fucking shit coming down from the top, and you realize this is why it's been in place. But it's not the be. I fucking give Ali fucking props for giving me anything. I say whatever, it's time to do it, and don't mention it again. Then I'm not thought of as a fucking problem person. I'm not thought of as all. You know what I mean? I'm just thought of like, fuck, when's Jay getting back to work? Like, you know what I mean? Like in good things. So it did, but a part of me was like, I mean, you do feel better, but you know what I mean? I should have got the A, just like everybody else. Just like you, I should have got the A. And then Johnny told me what he got. And I get it, could be legit. And I'm just like, fuck, this guy's like way healthier than me. Like doing things like fucking, that's bullshit. Yeah. What he got was more bullshit than what I got. Yeah. And I wasn't as open as him as the number, but I was just like, fuck, man, Ali gave me a better number than him. And then I got a better number than all these other people. Like Ron is the only person that, because you're such a chicken shit, you wouldn't give him the mark you should have. So that's fine. I don't care. Like I'm really, my issues are gone. You know what I mean? Like the number is what it is, but I still got the respect on paper written down that I felt I should have got. Yeah. It just wasn't in this. So I let it all go. Like I don't care, but it is a learned thing to do. Yeah.
And some people just can't fucking do it.
Before I forget anything about my my hip, this is because about Tammy getting a trip and doing all that. This is hilarious. So she's been taking great care of me the whole time, like making sure I'm all good and fucking this, that, so many things I can't even imagine mentioning. But the one thing that was hilarious is she was hanging off every word. She was listening to the last pod, and you were asking me how things were going. And then one of the first questions you asked, so what was the first thing you ate? Right? Like it was like this good. And it's like, fuck, because I was like, oh, you're always hungry after this, and you couldn't eat before. And I remember you asking me, what did you fucking eat? And I fucking totally blanked. I couldn't remember. She was like, I couldn't believe you didn't remember. She went totally out of her way and got me fucking mac and cheese and chicken wings.
Are you serious?
I'm an asshole.
Jay?
Sorry, baby. I'm so sorry, everybody. I couldn't. She was like, she hasn't been mad at me for anything for the longest time because I've been fucking this. She comes home. She's like, yeah, I was listening to the pod on my way home. Before he said, how dare you not remember like your mac and cheese and chicken wings on your surgery day? And I'm like, how did I fucking forget? I'm like, it must have been the tequila. I fucking forgot. Brian made me drink tequila, and I fucking forgot. And I felt like such a dick. I'm a good patient, I think. That was ignorant. It was so like she's been doing lots of running around.
Terrible.
For me. I am an asshole. I've tried. So I've tried to make up for it. She loves the exhibition. Yeah. Like CNE, it's like the county fair of Toronto. Don't know how many people are fucking listening from here that don't know what the X is, but basically a county fair, and she's loved it. I didn't go. I mean, I might have talked about this on the show before, but it's a staple in the city. I didn't go to it since I was a kid till I met Tammy, and then I've been going like 2 or 3 times a year, every year since Tammy. She would not have ever married me if I couldn't win a prize.
Seriously?
Yeah, that's a fucking big thing. Like she loves teddy bears and all that. Yeah. My ability to win prizes is like I win a prize. Like I can't win certain games I'm not great at. Like basketball, I've never really been. I've hit a couple times, but that's a fool errand. I'm great at the water gun game. Yeah. Right? Like I fucking can line it up, whatever. So, and the birthday game, guessing what month the dice lie on. I can guess that game pretty good. No. And so, so she wanted to go to the X this year still, right? And, but I can't walk. So, we rented a wheelchair for the whole month. And I've been going to the X in a wheelchair with her fucking pushing me around. So it started off pretty rough. Like we fucking parked this. You realize, okay, like I'm not. You realize, well, I feel looked over. Like I'm not even really in a wheel. Like I'm in a wheelchair, but let's see. It's not like you want to be perceived as a threat or something certain. Like, you know what I mean? I'm a big guy. Like, you're a big black guy. I'm sure you recognize what I'm saying. Like you get looked over. Nobody even considers you a threat of any kind. Yeah. You feel invisible, a little bit invisible. Like the world, again, I've been out there twice, and you realize the world is not set up for fucking wheelchairs. Yeah. As much as you think we like do, and it is, and it has these moments, it's like parking at medieval times and going across to the X. We go across the road. Tammy almost dumps me out of the fucking wheelchair right away. We go down the fucking curb, and then there's like another little ramp, and we don't know what we're doing. And so she pushes and like, whoa! And I'm like, my legs still kind of work. Like they work. So I could put my fucking legs down and fucking stop. I can even get out of the chair. Yeah. And she was fucking mortified. She was like, I can't believe I almost fucking tossed you out of the fucking chair. Damn. Like out of that. You see a couple other people in wheelchairs like wheeling themselves around. I'm like, fucking look at that champ. Like you don't fucking
like
even
dodging
care.
through traffic.
You don't even consider it.
Yeah.
And I'm like, fuck yeah, I can wheel myself around.
Oh, yeah.
So I'm fucking wheel myself around. Took 3 minutes before I got a fucking blister on my thumb from rubbing up against the wheel.
Oh,
and then I
my
look and
God.
see other people with their, like, that are doing it. I look really so one guy, and he's got like the racing gloves on.
I didn't notice one person in a wheelchair.
Yeah, you
when
would.
I
You
went.
really don't
It's
until you're sitting in a
crazy.
wheelchair
Yeah,
yourself.
yeah.
And so, yeah, you really feel like a second-class citizen in a way because it's not set up for you. You got to fucking do all the things. And I can stand up. I go to the games. I can stand up out of the wheelchair and then sit in the fucking stool and do the games.
Wait, let me ask you a question. When you were rolling around out there, like, you know, riding dirty, when you seen your other wheelchair friends, were you like giving them the head nod and shit? Were you like, hey, what up, bro?
That's a fucking legit question. You know what? I probably felt like a fraud, and no, I didn't do it because I'm not a real crip. I'm fucking. I'm just like I'm playing. I'm pretending. You know what? You would think that there would be some kind of record. If there's the fucking Jeep wave, there has to be the fucking wheelchair
Right,
wave.
Exactly.
No, I don't. You know what? This is when you realize all the little internal beefs of the fucking like each community. It's
Yeah.
like that's the wheelchair you're gonna use. Oh
Right?
yeah, your wife is pushing you. Oh, what the fuck?
my
Those are the
God.
wheels you fucking have.
Where's his gloves?
Yeah, what glove? This fucking rookie, right?
Man.
No, man. People are always doing their same. They're just doing their thing.
Yeah.
There's this one dude that was rolling himself up into the food building. And then his wife was pushing him up, and then he was rolling himself with her too. I go, oh, that's a good way to help the person pushing you. You can roll yourself too. Just for some reason, I just didn't realize like rolling yourself. So then I tried to do that a couple of times.
Nice.
It's nice. Fucking gay. It's nice having a chair. You know what I mean? Like it's nice to sit down.
That is gay.
We go to the fucking the other buildings where she's looking at like jewelry from Thailand and all this other shit, and so she's in some of these booths for fucking minutes at a time. So I need somewhere to sit. So
Yeah.
that's fucking good. Another good thing is we can only win a certain amount of prizes. Like there's been like over the years, there's been days that we have lugged huge,
Yeah.
like fucking 2 4-foot fucking bears out of it. Like, you know what I mean? Like she gets carried away. Excuse me. And then we're like, so we can carry. Now we can't carry shit.
Oh yeah.
Like, I can only carry a certain amount of things, but like we try. We fucking still. We had 3 bears last time. We had 2 bears the time before.
Holy.
And so I'm like got him on my lap and fucking going all that. But it is I know she likes it so much that I don't want to just deny it. Like there's no real reason. Even with this thing on, like now, like yesterday, I was like feeling sorry for myself with this wire and the pump and all that. The longer I go, I wasn't even thinking like I wanted to come here because I feel whatever vulnerable and shit. But
In front of me, Jay.
that's the thing, right? Like that's just a stupid thought, right? But it's like fuck. Maybe am I stupid to go to the X like this? But
No.
I don't think so.
No, I think you're good.
I think we're gonna go. We're gonna check it. We're gonna go early in the morning tomorrow.
Oh, you're going again.
Yeah. So we don't. She's fine. I've already won her enough things. Like I've reclaimed my stake of good husbandry or whatever. Fucking
After
she
the
has in
mac and
mind.
cheese and wings.
Don't bring that. I'll never get him again. So I was confused. I was fucking I was out of sorts. I was
That's
just coming out of
fair.
surgery. I forgot everything about it. I didn't even eat all the wings. I ended up fucking.
Oh my God.
But the
Jay.
mac and cheese was sweet. But she got me them later. Yeah, she's been everything, anything I could ever want. She's been back at work a couple more weeks. But you guys went to the X.
Yeah, we did.
Right?
Brought the kids for the first time. The
So
boys.
I thought you went last year, but no, I
we
guess
didn't.
not.
We were supposed to go with you guys.
Yeah.
We were supposed to go
Okay.
with you, and we didn't end up going for. I forget.
So
what
did you take the
reason.
train?
We took the train.
What station do you use?
To go?
Yeah.
Burlington.
Well, I
go.
know there's only one station to
go.
leave.
Bronte go.
Okay, because we went. Yes, last time we went. When we went to the first time, we got caught in traffic on the QEW in Mississauga.
Yeah.
So this time we went a roundabout. We went took the 403. Nobody's going to know this. We took the 403 to Cawthra, and we didn't get on the QEW to Cawthra,
Yeah.
and that saved us a bunch of time.
Yeah.
Driving. If we would have went with you, we were trying to make it work, but it just never really went.
Yeah.
But
I
part of me
figured.
didn't want to take that away. Not that you care. This is way grander than it sounds. Taking that away from you, just taking the kids to the X for the first time. I don't
No,
want to get in the
I
way
would've-
of you doing that.
It would have been fine that then they would have known that they went to the X the first time with you.
I get
and
it.
on top of that, I was like, we were going through the games and I'm thinking like, fuck, what games did Jay say are the good ones? I can't remember because I remember you've talked about which games are the ones you win at, and then I just didn't know. Obviously I could have just texted you.
Yeah, you could have.
But I just didn't, and I'm just like, fuck, I can't remember any of this shit. But whatever, we just did that. But it was good. It was good. I haven't been in a long time.
Okay.
So it was good for me. And when we got there, I can't imagine how you guys drive down there. When you take the train and you come off at Exhibition, obviously, and you just go walk straight into the X, it's just like, why would you do it any other way?
Because we're not good at, this is going to sound really retarded, we're not great at reading the train schedule.
Oh,
What has happened before? We've got the train's supposed to leave at 3:45. We get there at 3:40, and the train's already gone. What the fuck happened? We've been fucked over by that before.
Yeah, that's fair.
Yeah, it's a,
but it is way easier.
So it's also a big yes. It is
especially at the X. Maybe not so much like the car show. Maybe I think about I want to drive to the car show and whatnot. But to the X, where you go and then where you come off, you basically walk right to the ticket booth and the thing. It's just like, I don't know if I could not do that at Exhibition Place.
The same thing happens when you drive. You park and you just walk out. It's depending on where you park. But it is that. It is. It's just we're just not really good train people. We would have thought of it. We've thought of it, but now with the wheelchair and stuff, I don't want to go on the train with a wheelchair. And
they have a wheelchair. You get a whole platform for yourself.
So
it's crazy.
I guess okay.
I was when we went to the Bronte Go and I was looking at the platform because they have a raised platform to get on the train. I was like, if Jay was here, we'd be up there. There's nobody over there.
I ruined it for the whole vlog.
Ruined it. There's nobody. I bet you there's not much people in that train either.
You know what's also good? I get in cheaper because I'm in a wheelchair.
Holy.
They don't even ask for any other fucking credentials whatsoever.
Serious? I'm renting a wheelchair.
Yeah, so I'm going to go and know what I can do now though, because I can walk a lot better and I can use the wheelchair as a bit of a walker.
Oh,
right?
Yeah.
Just fucking put all of her fucking teddy bears into the chair and push them around like that. So I did that a little bit last time we went.
Yeah.
Get some good food. It's good. I'm glad she likes it so much. I definitely don't need to go so many times, but it's only around once, a little bit.
Yeah,
she loves just seeing what games they have. We like just getting food from there. It's not the cheapest place to go get dinner, all the way down there and all that, but it's fun. So I have to do I have to get this pump thing changed tomorrow afternoon. So we're going to go in the morning tomorrow.
Nice.
And come back.
Yeah. Sire won a prize.
On what?
On the ring toss.
Nice.
The ring toss. Yeah, he was ring tossing on bottles.
Yeah,
and he got
boy,
it.
that's hard.
So he got what the fuck did he get? Oh, a freaking rubber chicken. You squeeze it. He got one of those. And some guy beside us won one of those bouncy balls and just gave it the big ones and just gave it to the kids.
Nice.
Right? They went on roller coasters. And Kai's a very picky eater, so when we went to the food building, Selena got they got pizza, but Selena got the chicken fingers with that were done in chips.
Oh wow!
So
I've had that before.
All dressed chips. They were delicious, and Kai loved them. And even days after, he's like, I wish we could go back so I could get chicken fingers and chips. I'm like, yeah.
I've had it with salt and vinegar chips before.
Oh,
that was really good.
Man, they had all dressed this time.
I got a sick. I like my things there. Same like the fish chips. I got this great smash burger.
I got a smash burger too.
Yeah, I like from the Bacon Nation place.
Oh, I didn't go to that.
Yeah, there's a Bad Boys or something. There's one place that has this Jamaican beef patty burger. And it's a burger between two beef patties.
Oh, that would be
good. That's so much. I can't.
That would be good. It's like patty and cocoa bread.
So you like the cocoa bread? This is all I don't
like cocoa bread, but I do like patty and cocoa bread.
Yeah, I know it's supposed to go together. I've never. I was only a few years ago that I learned about cocoa bread.
Yeah,
just a fucking convenience store beef patty guy, and I just don't need it. And I love bread.
It's just so good. Yeah, it's so good.
Cool.
But yeah, it was a good time.
Yeah, the pictures look great.
No, you saw they got the character drawn.
Yeah, that's hilarious.
That looks pretty good.
You know what's so fucking funny? And I see them almost every week. I haven't seen them for a bit. And seen them, seeing them drawn like that. They're fucking huge.
Yeah,
they're so big.
Yeah,
they look twice as big as they did the week before I saw them. Seeing them in that picture, in the character, you know what I mean? Just whatever it is. I don't know. It's just weird. Did they just have these growth spurts or something?
They must.
I mean, it's hard for you because you see them every day and you avoid them.
Well, I was about to say I do avoid them.
But yeah, that's been fucking fun. This is like we were talking about the Olympics last time. I love watching do that, and then same thing with the with you. Like I just get at the Olympics all the time, just no matter what the sport. Just going to it's the Paralympics just start. You would think I would have a whole new appreciation for this Paralympics, and I kind of do.
Jay.
And I want to. It's hard to watch. Like the competition is still like kind of there, but it's not. I'm just spitballing here. They should do it before the Olympics.
Yeah.
Because once you've watched fucking like the
That's
best of the
true.
best, then it's very a race is a race, but it's not like it's just not the same.
Yep.
It's not like it's already you've just watched the best of the best,
Yeah.
and now you're just watching this
The
race.
best of
Yeah, like some events are better than others.
yes.
There's some
yes.
weird events. Like it's not. It's just like it's very. Yeah, it's hard to get into.
Yeah, I bet.
Yeah, but I do like every time I'm watching the wheelchair rugby and basketball, and these fucking guys are slamming into each other.
That's
like
crazy.
It's so I can't believe even I'm watching the Chinese women like kick the shit out of the Canadians, and like this chick's knocking this Steph Curry in a fucking wheelchair. Like, it's like almost unfair. Like how is she think? I want to check her. I want to make sure she can't walk. And so like that's bullshit. I know. You know what? These thoughts come into my head every time I fucking watch this shit. I'm not trying to be an asshole, but I see that and I just go. It's like it's a little. I wonder if it was on before, I would have more of appreciation.
Probably. And then you're like, it gets you geared up into the main event type of a thing.
Because then you see, oh, that's how it's, you know what I mean? Like that's even a better. Because now it's, no matter how you look at it, like everything's being done in less time.
Yeah.
And so it's just like, it's just not as, I'm not as impressed.
I hear that.
Right? Like I'm not as, like, whatever. You watch basketball season, you're like, whatever. I don't care. Right? Like you lose focus on how good everything is. Like you're in it. Like football's about to start for me. And, I love football. I love it all the time. But in the middle of the season, you don't care as much.
Mm-hmm.
Like right now, the only thing I hate about football starting is that summer's summer's almost
Summer's
over.
over.
But I've had a this boy's
You had a good summer?
This
Pretty good
boy's
summer, a
summer's
little
been
bit? A little bit good?
all right. Kind of wheelchair summer, and so yeah, you like I'm doing this thing. I know it's not. I'm doing fantasy football for the first time, and I never thought I would do that.
Do you like it?
Like it's fairy tale football. Like it's really not. I bet you so I think I'm going to like it more than I think I would. I've done it like in a daily mode. Like, do you know what fantasy sports mean? I'm
Yeah,
not
I
trying
have
to be
a fantasy F1 team.
That's fucking retarded. Like,
Yeah.
There's three. Who are you picking?
Fuck.
If you don't have Max
Actually,
and Landon.
let me tell you who I have.
Okay, no, I get it. Okay,
But
so
go
you
ahead.
do. That's how bad this shit can get.
No, but I have thoughts.
I don't
have
even
thoughts.
So I made money off of doing things. When you do fantasy football, you're cheering for different things than just your team winning.
Yeah.
Right? Like good fantasy players are shitty on shitty teams. Like the best teams don't use their players till exhaustion. So they're not going to make the one guy get 4 touchdowns. It happens. But if you're like the worst team in the league and you draft like a superstar, then he's going to get all the yards and he's going to get lots of fantasy.
Yep.
But he's not on a good team and he's not a good player and he's not really good to root for.
And then you're like, what the fuck?
So you really have to look at it a whole different way.
Yeah.
But competition is competition. Tammy's been killing it for the last couple of years, and her cousin that runs these, he needed players for a couple of leagues. So I said, fuck it. I made them do it for money. So I'm not doing it for free. They used to do it for free.
What?
Yeah, exactly.
Well, I guess I'm doing it for free.
Yeah, you're doing it for free. What are you talking about? And so I get it for football, basketball, even, and hockey, and baseball for sure. But I do not understand how it can happen for F1.
So basically, what you would do is you pick a couple drivers and then you pick a team, and then that's basically how you go wherever they go in the standings. I didn't freaking log in since I got my new phone, so I don't know my password.
New phone. So let's just
Yes.
stop the whole fucking conversation. So anyway, fantasy football, you got thoughts?
Let me tell you quickly before new phone is actually a good segue. I don't know why I would ruin it.
No,
But
don't-
yeah, and they just get points, and then like I have like freaking. You only can pick a certain amount because of the points that they give you, and each player are worth a certain amount of points. You ever seen those memes where
I
they say
understand.
you have like $5? You
Yeah,
can,
no, I
so
do.
that's
It's the
what
same
you
with football.
get,
Yeah.
right. So I had pretty sure I had Lewis, and I had like freaking like some other like Alex Albin.
What
and
was your
shit.
draft pick? What number did you pick? Because not everybody can pick Max, right? Like,
No, everybody can pick Max.
oh, you could have picked Max,
You
but
could
then
pick
you
whatever
wouldn't
you
have had
want.
enough points left over to pick somebody else.
Exactly. Like Max and Lewis were. I think I had Carlos. I had Carlos too.
Yep.
But like it's I just don't care. There's nothing invested, so I don't care.
Is this like a ESPN wide or
It's
like
F1?
F1 wide. So you're competing
actual
against
Formula One. Yeah.
People in the world. What's
Yeah,
your rank?
so
So
it was-
how are you doing?
I don't know. I stopped looking.
Oh, you
after,
haven't logged on because new phone.
I think what happened was Russell. I think I have Russell too.
How many drivers do you have? 2?
3 drivers and a team.
Who's your team?
And my team's Mercedes. And then
Fuck, you're loyal to the soil.
Oh yeah,
You're loyal to the soil.
no, I don't have Russell. I had Lewis. I had Carlos, and I think I had Gasly.
Okay, that's not bad. That's not bad. He's done all right.
It was pretty good, but the first part of the season was bad, so I just stopped caring. I was just like, "Fuck this shit."
You already fucked up.
Yeah, I was like, "Fuck it." But yeah,
Who do you wish you picked? Lando must have been less than. Was Lando
wish I
close to
picked-
Lewis than money wise?
Lando's up there.
No, but in points needed to pick him. I'm guessing.
Yeah, they're pretty close.
Yeah,
They're
that
close.
would've been the
He's
guy to pick.
lower. He's more like Carlos. Like he's like around
Lewis would've
Carlos. No, Lewis and Max are like top 2.
Fuck. So Lando was less than Lewis at the beginning of the year.
Yeah, Lando's less than
What a
Lewis.
steal.
Lando's like Carlos. I should have taken him.
Yeah.
Piastri would have been a great pick
Yeah.
because he was like a lot lower too. So it's
Low points.
yeah.
I'm impressed with the way McLaren is going. Like again, this is
they're-
like fucking
they're
F1
flying.
is really killing it. For me, I had enough going on that I didn't care about the break. The Olympics were on, like
That
so
was
I didn't really
annoying.
miss it so much. I know the break is kind of annoying. Like you
Yeah.
fucking people, like you already get a break in the winter, or you need a break
I
in the
know.
summer. So it's so hot. You go to fucking Azerbaijan.
I know.
Like in the middle of fucking
We
summer, you need a break in the
for it.
summer.
But it's funny because I was telling my cousin like I was like I hate the break because it's like what is it like a month.
Yeah,
And then-
4 weeks.
And then he's like, so when does the season end? I said it ends in December. He's like, when does it start? I'm like, yeah, like February, March. He's like, so it's like 2 months? I'm like, yeah, this is like the shortest sport break that you can get.
Tennis is worse.
Tennis is shorter?
Tennis is worse. I've just realized
Oh,
tennis is
damn.
2025 season starts in 24. Like they fucking it's fucked. Like because they've changed the way they schedule. Tennis is on right now, and I love. Like, I got nothing better to do. Watch the tennis or whatever. Like they're really pushing these fucking tennis players. Like again, this is off a little sidebar.
Yeah.
The best players in the world were in Toronto, in the Olympics, and then Cincinnati, and now in New York.
Yeah.
And they have to play a certain amount of events
Yeah.
to get like you know what I mean. And they're getting injured. They're like never mind their mental fucking status.
Oh, yeah.
And they're alone. They
Yeah.
have no team.
Yeah.
They have fucking their own team, and that's why that Netflix show about the tennis players, like you really see how like it's
That's
and because it's
crazy.
getting more popular, like they're adding all this other fucking shit. So I could be wrong, but yeah, that's like
I wouldn't
you'd
be
be surprised
surprised
at how these schedules fucking
Like
happen.
especially those tours. Any of these sports that do these like Grand Prix type tours, like golf.
Yeah,
Like,
where they
it-
have majors
Yeah,
and
they
regular
have-
events.
Yeah, so it's just like it's probably a lot.
You know what's weird is that they don't do that at racing because having a major makes the other events insignificant.
Well, they kind of have the sprint. Does that even count?
No,
it's like a
because-
different
So
weekend.
it's
like a different event.
it's like awkwardly fucking shoved in there.
yeah,
But as a newish fan, I'm jonesing for another sprint.
yeah.
I pissed that they wasn't a sprint last week, and I don't think there was a sprint this week.
no,
So I wish they had more of them. I
Yeah.
want more racing.
yeah.
I
The
think
racers are against it.
yeah, because they're already rich. They already have enough things to do. They don't realize where their money's coming from.
But they say it's already dangerous enough.
I get it.
and they're
I understand.
I guess they're pussy. I mean, no, I can't say that. No, I shouldn't say that.
That's rude, for
that's
sure.
not fair. That's not
No,
fair.
it's fucking so dangerous. I get it, and they that's me being ignorant too. But without the fans, you got nothing.
Yeah,
Like I hate, like you know what I mean, like whatever. Like it is too much. So I would back off on that thought there. But the break, whatever. As a fan,
Fuck a break.
I'm paying their fucking salaries.
yeah. You don't need a break.
Really not. But they
Break
but
during the week.
so do you remember? This is not people won't remember every single thing we say other than my wife. Do you remember me saying that I hated that Oscar took that win over fucking Lando?
Yes.
And it was all this pit strategy.
Yep.
And now he's that much closer to getting the championship. Like, is it still the right thing to do? Do you still like not agree with me? Like, I wish in hindsight, as a McLaren team, they could have had the winning. Everything that you're saying, they gave their driver the win, right, for team fucking things. But
He earned the win.
If they lose, They fucked up on their strategy. You can't convince me that they didn't have to let him pass him.
They had to.
Okay,
No,
whatever.
realistically,
I don't want to argue
the
with you
team
about
can
that.
call it. They can call whatever they want. And if you're talking like in the championship race wise, it makes sense to let Lando take that win,
Yeah.
right? But after Oscar ran that whole race on his own merit and basically did the whole race, and they fucked up on their strategy. They're the same team. He deserved that win, but strategically, for the overall picture, Lando should have had the win.
So that's what I'm saying. Like you're arguing strategy in both. Like you're giving the strategy of the Oscar team within the team like their props, and they have it. But at the time, they were not winning.
But
They
it
had to
wasn't
go-
on Lando's merit. And you want to win a championship, you got to do it on your merit.
I'll give you that. But nobody remembers that shit. Nobody even remembers how Max fucked Lewis over 2 years ago. Right?
Well, I mean, that comes up.
Yeah, every now and then. But
It's
not.
funny. I was just a couple days ago. I was listening to a thing they were talking about during the break. They were talking about a thing, and they're like, Lewis, the 8-time champion. I'm
Yeah.
like, they still saying this shit though.
But I can't wait for us. We're not watching it all the time, but when we ever get to that Drive to Survive part, and they show because she's just learning who Toto
You're
is.
starting over.
Yeah, we're. I think we're in like season 2 now, right? Like I'm rewatching it with her.
Yeah.
She can watch it like on her own or whatever, but she never does. And so I'm like, I remember watching it happen like live. I didn't care as much, right? Like almost like, okay, fuck you, Lewis, it's enough of you. But as time's gone on, it doesn't sit well with me at all.
Yeah.
It feels so like cheated.
Yeah.
And so I can't wait for her to see that, to get her opinion on it, like as a total outsider.
That's fair.
But in the whole thing that people forget how things happen and just champions, nobody asks how, they just how many. I don't know why I hope this, but my vendetta part, I hope they lose by enough points that if they let him win that, they would have won. And then the team would have had a champion driver.
Yeah.
It's still for the fucking team. And I just don't get, like, you know what I mean? Like, as racing, as strategy-wise, is how do we get our one guy as many points? As a team, we're still getting the amount of points.
Yeah, it
so
would've been the
in
same.
a sport that does not give a fuck about your ego or your pride.
That's a fact.
But they did that day.
Yeah.
They did that day, right? Like, nothing, like merit doesn't always get into it or whatever. So when I look back at it now and just go, fuck, he's that much closer to Max as a championship. They'll be fine they'll be happy as a constructor champion. Like, you know what I mean? And I think they started the year, if we could get that, like that's maybe it put words in their mouth more than they could have thought of. So, but now they shot themselves in the foot a little bit for having the champion driver.
Yeah.
And I love that Max isn't as dominant anymore. And he looks so sucky.
Yeah. I was talking to Gordon about it, and I said, I think that. So, did you hear the rumors about the Red Bull car?
I don't know what you might be talking about. I do know that the guy that's leaving.
No, they said there was an illegal part in there, and the Red Bull had to remove it. This is like all rumors, and then that's why they're not as dominant.
That's hilarious.
And I kind of believe it because ever since, if you remember, Max had that brake fire just randomly. They haven't been as dominant. So I think that once that brake fire happened, the FIA obviously had to investigate and see what was going on. They realized there was an illegal part, and they had to force them to take it off. And now the Red Bull is not the Red Bull of the years that they had before.
Wouldn't they have penalized them if they found the illegal part?
Not necessarily, because that's what happened when Mercedes was so dominant. They had a part that they figured out that they deemed illegal, and they just took the part off.
I wish the cars were stock.
It's
not even stock cars aren't even stock.
Indy.
Yeah.
They're all like the same
I wish
car.
there was, because then you really get the driver.
Yeah, but then you also
it's not, the world doesn't work that way. We're
I like the
cars
loopholes.
here.
I like them really trying to do this shit.
You're right. I do. I like a bit of both.
Yeah.
I like the competition of trying to get there.
Just not when it's so drastic. Like freaking, he was winning by like 30 seconds.
And then now Lando's winning by 20 seconds.
Yeah.
Like, so where does it end? Like, how is it not?
I think that was a fluke.
How is it? It does not look like a fluke to this guy.
It was dominant, but I think it was
look like a fluke to this guy. So I almost won both my bets. I didn't brag about my bets to you because I won one, not the other. When Russell, I'm sorry, people, this is for me and Brian. When Russell pitted for tires and took himself out of the top 6, that fucked me for money. I had Russell in the top 6, and they on the thing they're going, oh, maybe they thought they weren't going to hold those places anyway. Why not just try to hold on to those fucking places? Like, again, this is just for me and you. Why would fucking he pit with fucking so many laps to go and lose 2 spots?
Maybe they really thought the tires would fall, because sometimes when your tires fall off,
So you would have lost the 2 spots anyway?
Yeah, you're going to pass
So
by everybody.
So I like whatever. That's
true. That's
fucking
true.
retarded. It was a bad. I know I don't know everything I'm talking about, and I get it. I'll succeed to the fucking Pistoria, but I still don't understand why they did that.
Yeah,
right. I know it's just for me and my money, but
yeah, I don't know.
So I'm fucking enjoying it. I have all that. Before I go into other crazier things, is you watching any Big Brother or The Challenge?
Yeah, we're caught up on both. Well, not caught up on Big Brother.
I missed yesterday's Big Brother, but I watched yesterday's The Challenge.
The Challenge, I haven't watched yesterday's Challenge.
So last time we talked, you hadn't watched any of it. And when I just actually in the car, I just heard myself talking about it again. As Tammy still didn't get over an 8-hour podcast. I was hyping it up quite a lot.
It's still hype.
You like it? Was my hype
season.
real? Was it?
I love this season.
Nice.
This season is freaking probably one of the better seasons recently.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I love how everybody's playing. I feel like everybody's playing the game.
Yep.
And that just makes me want to do it. Even the people who are floating aren't really floating. They have actually a thought process to what they're doing.
Yep.
Even Angela, who I really can't stand, she's really trying to do stuff. You know what I mean?
Not Big Brother.
Oh, you're talking about the challenge?
Yeah, we go Big Brother. I was talking about the challenge.
Big Brother. I'm loving Big Brother.
Yeah, well, you're bringing up Angela for the Big Brother thing.
Yeah, I'm talking about Big Brother.
Big Brother. You're right. So I thought at the first time I thought you were talking about the challenge because I didn't really hype up Big Brother, but I was hyping up the challenge. Yeah, Big Brother's on point.
Oh man,
it's actually one of the best I can remember in a long time.
Yeah,
I do think it's because of the players.
Yeah.
What do you think of Tucker?
I like Tucker.
I learned to like him. At first, I thought he was like, he is undeniable right now.
He's a little bit annoying, but like the kind of moves that he's doing, I kind of like. I like that. I like the move that he actually kept Quinn, took the veto on Quinn and stuff. I think that was a pretty decent move for the game and for the show.
Yep.
Right. And I just think everything they're doing right now is pretty good. I think everybody's fighting.
At first, not everybody, but yeah, there's good scheming going on.
Yeah,
like when you forget about that Angela person, like because everybody else is doing their thing. Yeah. Like that's a good, a sign of a good show. To me, this Tucker guy is becoming an undeniable because nobody's really played like this before. Nobody's like, like on Twitter and shit, like they're comparing him to like Dr. Will and Dan, where people like. He doesn't really lie.
Yeah, that's what I was
like.
saying.
It's impossible to not lie on the show. People say that. Everybody else is lying their face off, and he doesn't.
Yeah.
He's starting to realize when you play like that, I think all the lies come back on you, and he's like, I think it's hard to navigate. Like he can't really trust people in that game.
Yep.
And he's going to get voted out the second that they get a chance to.
But that's the other part of his game that he freaking wins. So tell the truth as much as you can, as much as you want, as long as you're winning.
But I don't think it's easy as it's said. Like it's easier said than done. I don't think
it's hard to win that game,
or even like be that bravado. You know what I mean? Like be that cocky about your ability. But also,
he is being very cocky but he's won a ton. So.
I love, because they always have to throw in a fucking twist or the game to get stale. The fact they have 3 people up and you get to do that AI arena.
Yeah, I like that.
Yeah, because now you don't know who the final 2 are going to be.
Yeah.
And it's always going to be like a toss up. Yeah. And so he's always had that ability to take himself off. AI.
It gives them 2 chances to get off the block.
But the problem is, like, again, I wouldn't be surprised, but it would be like amazing if he is one of the 2 to be voted out, and he convinces people to not vote him out, then he's the greatest player ever played.
I would agree.
He would be.
I don't think it's going to work.
I don't know either. I would, but we've watched the show enough that people are fucking so stupid in that show.
They are.
They do so many stupid things.
This cast, I don't know. They seem to get out people as soon as they're threatened, as soon as they have the opportunity. They have been everybody that they think is a threat that they have an opportunity to vote. They just vote them out.
And as a loud guy, I shouldn't be saying this, but that fucking Quinn guy drives me fucking crazy because every time he goes into that fucking diary room, he's screaming.
Yeah.
I fucking plug my ears. Like, shut up. Like, I did like him at first, but I just don't. There's just
I like his game. I don't mind his game. I don't mind his game. I like his game better than fucking T-Core and like you want a floater like she's the head of household now like that T-Core and the fucking Asian guy
whatever.
Oh, the
Chemo.
Yeah.
Those two, they're really making a lot of the decisions in the house.
Yeah.
But they're shady.
Yeah.
They're lying and they're just taking care of kind of their
Typical
own.
big
No,
brother.
not I'm
Typical
not
big brother.
disrespecting it. That's good. But if I had to call out they're not floaters like the blonde chick is or somebody else. But that chick admits she doesn't know what's going on. Like not
she's out
Angela,
of the
like the
loop.
younger Leah. But it's not boring for sure.
Oh,
like it's
yeah.
fucking going on.
I'm definitely enjoying it.
Okay, but that's not like but the challenge is way better.
The challenge sucks, man.
Why?
I'm joking. I love the
God
challenge.
damn, we're gonna leave it. I came here with all my equipment.
Oh
You say
my
that shit?
god, the challenge is, well, like I said, it's my favorite reality show.
Yeah.
So like, I don't know. A lot of my favorite people are on there.
Yeah.
Right? Laurel, obviously.
You always mention her.
I love Laurel, man.
She's fucking psycho.
I know.
Psycho. She's just as psycho as Kara.
I know, but she's
better
just
looking. Yeah,
She's
it's
better in almost
She's
every
way
way.
better every
Her
everything
traps
she
are
does.
smaller.
Everything she does, yeah, she's less of a man than Kara for sure.
Right? So yeah, I can tell why Polly doesn't like Laurel because she
Just the fact she looks more like a girl.
Yeah,
I get it, Polly. I get
exactly.
it. Oh my god, you're hilarious.
But yeah, I love it. I love the eras. I love
Okay, good.
I love
I don't wanna
everything that's
spoil
going on.
anything.
I like the elimination that
Yeah.
they did. Are they doing that every week? I don't know.
So you're just missed this 1 week. So last week was like fucking like the show to end all shows. They had like 4 different eliminations going on.
Yeah,
And they had Anissa all butthurt that people wanted to put her in and all that. It didn't go down like that.
I was like,
again.
if she goes into this thing with what was it, pole wrestle?
Yeah.
And I'm like, oh, this girl's toast. Like
smashed her.
I've seen Anissa do pole wrestle before.
She fucking jumped on top of this poor
Oh,
girl. It was like,
man.
fucking, I can't believe she's alive.
I remember the girls. She was doing her like post interview before the match, and she's like, "But I'm gonna give it on my aunt, and I'm gonna win." I'm like, "Okay, buddy. Okay, buddy."
What about Derek? That little fucking pit bull. Derek, the little guy
Oh,
that
yeah.
gets Mark. The fucking guy who's in
Yeah.
wrestling still. That Derek guy is a fucking little
He was a
Tasmanian
monster.
devil.
I was like, "Holy, I love it."
I've
I
seen
love
him
it,
get
man.
the shit kicked out of him in those games, and he does not like give up at all.
Yeah.
That's the kind. That's such good TV, man. So,
Yep.
it's
But I
all
did
good.
like what's his name? The host.
Oh, TJ,
TJ, fuck.
BMX
Brain
legend.
fart. He's like the greatest elimination of all time. Hall brawl. And they did it was
Paulie and
Pauly
fucking
and
Theo.
I was so happy when that happened because I knew Paulie was gonna get destroyed. I just knew it.
Oh, I'm so glad you
And
brought that up.
every hit was like, oh.
I think he almost stepped on his face at one
Yeah.
time. Oh, that
a
was
slaughter.
how satisfying was that first?
Beautiful.
The first overall with the first hit that I could see right now in my mind. Paulie
man,
going back
just
like 5
this.
fucking
I was like,
feet.
this guy's seeing stars.
Oh, you're right.
It was great.
And the girl one wasn't as good.
No, it wasn't.
That was
but-
Olivia and Nerys.
And Nerys. That
Poor
was
Nerys.
so.
I
man.
love Nerys.
Olivia's a monster.
I fucking hate that whiny bitch.
Me too.
I used to like her a lot. I used to think she was like, she's not as pretty as I used to think she was. Everything about her was better. And then last season, she just turned me off totally.
Because she's a snake.
I don't mind that part. She's a stupid snake. She's not very good at being a snake.
She was a pawn snake. They forced her to make that decision. I don't know how anybody could turn me if my best friend outside. There's no way.
That's how good Michelle is.
Yeah.
Michelle's a fucking beast.
Yeah.
Like she's one survivor. She's fucking frail.
Yeah.
Like she's strong when she needs to be, but she just does not look like she is good as she is. She's like a sneaky good all the time.
Oh, yeah.
That's weird. They didn't have Jay on.
I'm happy.
Yeah, me too. I get it.
Fuck that.
I just thought that now with the thing, but
Fuck that guy.
yeah, I'm all about that. Good. I'm glad you're doing it. I just want to do my best to not spoil anything like this.
Yeah, man.
So you can add on to this. You do whatever. I just wanted to talk about this before I forget. So not you, but for the people, I've been like hiding. You wouldn't know it. Not everybody talk. Like hiding a big part of me. This is going to be tough.
Oh, gosh.
I've had so my wife is an animal freak. She works with animals. We have cats. We have dogs. We've always had them. But I've been lucky enough to have 3 pet raccoons in my life.
Mm-hmm.
It's not that.
At the same time?
No, I've had 2 at the same time. It's not that grand of a statement, and pets are just pets, and I get it. he's really my last pet who just passed away last Friday. Groot, who's ironically not Rocket, but Groot.
Yeah, I never thought of that actually.
Tammy would rehab raccoons. Well, the first, so I don't know how far back we go, but to before I get there, he would be why way back when I would agree with you that there might be a soul. I don't want to argue with people that people are soul and animals might not be soulless, but like, and that's why I would ask you, like, what's the difference between like a personality and a soul? Because with these like three different raccoons, like pets are pets, but the raccoons are different. Like there's the wildness about them. Like there's something else behind their eyes. You can't get them to do what you want them to do.
Mm-hmm.
You have to like coax them. They have to earn your trust. Like even just like a cat can run under the bed, or a dog might be scared, tuck tail if they don't get a good vibe off you, if you're not an animal person or whatever. So these like animals kind of know stuff. And like these raccoons, they're everything that that their stereotypes bring
For
them.
sure.
They're little bandits.
Yeah.
They're little fucking sneaky fucks. They got hands of like humans. And they can get into fucking garbage cans. They're smart. They're high up on the fucking the smart chain. And so fuck, I don't know how long ago it was, but say like 18 years ago or whatever. Tammy got a defunct raccoon brought to her clinic. He had like his hands were all kind of fucked up. And so she took care of him and kept him. And we kept him. And you can keep, like, you're not allowed to do that. We have fucking rules. You're not allowed to just, like some places, Russia, Tennessee, you're allowed to have many pets, raccoons, or fucking whatever you want. And right away, I fell in love with him so much just because of his personality or his soul, I would say. And the little dogs like play with him. I got old videos of the little fucking Chihuahua fucking playing with the fucking raccoon.
Yeah.
Once you realize you're going to keep him, you can get him neutered. Poor raccoon, I get it. You can never declaw them. Their claws are different than like a cat's or whatever, right?
Oh, you can't take them out?
No, certain thing you can't. Like wild cats, you can't take their claws out. Just I don't know what it is, but and so she had him at a certain time. She had him even when I moved into her parents' house before we bought our house. So we had 2 rooms, and he was in one of the rooms. And
You're
we could
still talking about Groot?
No. This is the
This is
very
the
first
other
raccoon.
one.
Yeah, this is Forrest. This
That's
is
his
Forrest.
name?
Forrest was our first raccoon. Forrest, run, Forrest, run. Because he was like Forrest Gump. He had fucking, he had like braces. Like I know it's Forrest Animal, but he had Forrest fucking. So anyway, yeah, I could go on. Thanks for stifling me there for a second. So we had him for about 3 or 4 years. He had his own like kind of room. We hung out with him for a bit, and then another one came across her way. I don't know when she got him. And so we brought him and hung out with Groot with Forrest for a bit.
And what was his name?
I started calling him Little Buddy. He was like Forrest's little buddy. Once we realized we were going to be keeping this little buddy, I called him Gilligan because way back in the day, the Gilligan's Island show, the skipper would call Gilligan his little buddy.
What's that?
Yeah, and
No,
so
I'm joking.
I know. I'm not gonna. I'm not gonna fucking
entertain me.
Yeah, thank you. Vulnerable now, you fuck. You got me. And so he was Gilligan, and so we had Forrest and Gilligan. Now Gilligan, there was nothing really wrong with him. We should. Part of me doesn't think these animals should be kept in captivity. They're wild. Like he had a great life. He would like in the wild. Raccoons are lucky to live to like 3 years old. Once they become a little older, then they become like coyote fodder. Before that, they're car fodder. Like it's a tough world out there. But in captivity, they can live like 14, 15, 16 years long. Yeah, exactly. And so we had 2 at a time. Forrest was probably like 3 or 4 at the time. And then Gilligan, whatever, was younger. We had them till they were like 11 and 14.
Jeez.
And it was when we moved houses, Sammy and his sister Sandra, they took our raccoons for us. They worked for they sacrificed the whole room for us.
Really?
Put in some bullshit furniture, some like Fisher Price toys. They just play, I mean, they're clean. I mean, people don't like pets. They don't like pets. Everybody's dirty. But they would go in a litter box like the cat would, and you just clean it every day. And they eat, like they wash their food. Like, you know what I mean? Like they have a water bottle. It's whatever. There's lots I can go on about. But when we had to move and sell the house, we couldn't have raccoons in one of the rooms. Yeah, you can't go in there. It's a raccoon, but yeah, buy our house.
Yep.
So they took care of them for us for like almost a year before we
damn.
got our new house and got rid of the old house. And it was like a blessing. We couldn't do much more about it. When we go away for vacations, somebody has to take care of them for us, or we can leave them at the clinic. So we moved into the new house 15, 14 years ago, and we made a room for them downstairs. And it's fun. You would try to find time to go down and play with them. Like, they're just stuck in there. I would play fucking Guitar Hero. This is how old this fucking game. Like, I'd go down there, play Guitar Hero, go smoke a joint, and then go hang out with them for a bit. But you didn't want to stay there too long because you're just down in the room with the raccoons or whatever, right? And so it was a little sad. They had each other. One passed before the other, and eventually they both passed. We had to put them down. Just basically old age stuff.
Both of them?
Not at the same time. Gilligan passed before Forrest did, and because Tammy has all the tools, she puts down animals at work or whatever. Like, even when they need some work on them, you have to bring them to her clinic, put them in like a gas chamber type of thing, like let them go to sleep, and then they go work on them because they get all wild at the worst time. So we had to put him down at the time. I'm blanking on Gilligan at the time, but I do think we put him down at home. Forrest, I'll never forget, like holding him when we put him down. It had to be done, but you're losing a friend. It's just a pet. It's not the same, but sorry guys. So it was rough. It was as rough as any pet that I have happen.
Yeah.
So you get over it. Tammy loves fixing all the animals. She works clean, so people would come with fucking squirrels and other things that she would rehab. But she really loved doing the raccoons. And again, some people would say, why bother? But we want to. So when her mom was at her getting sick and doing all that, she also, I think, used it as a distraction. She would rehab these raccoons.
Yeah.
So for a couple years, we would have like anywhere from like 8 at one year we had like 18 different raccoons, little babies, like fucking like the size of a fucking, you know what I mean, like 3 inches wide. You know what I mean, like little
crazy.
Tiny little things. She would get them all the time, and like she was working for the
Do
city.
they grow fast?
Yeah, they do. They grow real fast.
Holy.
And they get like just like a kitten. They start with like their eyes kind of closed, I think, and then all of a sudden they just like. They grow like 7, like a dog years, like 7 years is 1 year type of thing.
Jesus.
So they get going. Like a mama raccoon doesn't take care of it for the whole year.
Oh,
They take care of it for a certain amount, and then like I think in the winter, like good luck. They might stay in like some kind of groups or whatever. So she can take care of them in a little house. We only have a little small backyard. We back onto a ravine. I had to build like a whole compound in our backyard, and we would have some in there, and so it would be full of hay, and we have to clean that because they would do the kind of shit. We'd make like a small like Mr. Turtle pool, and because they love water, they love eating in water, they love fucking playing in water, they love fucking hose like sprayed on them.
Really?
So we had them like, so the first year like tops maybe she had like 8, and you do get attached to them. The goal is to let them go free. So we had like a forest, like not the animal, but an actual tree forest, like in like almost an hour away that we would put him on there. She got super emotional there too, because she would like worry that they weren't capable to take care of themselves. Like it's all you could really do.
Yeah.
Right. Like she did the tools, their instincts will kick in, but she, in a way, in her, and I'm probably butchering it, but putting words in her mouth, she was feeling like she was abandoning like the babies that she was like fucking taking care of or whatever. Right. But so it would do it. She did it, like it would get harder and harder, and she can't do it. We don't do it anymore. The last year, and I do think part of it, she was distracting from having to take care of her mom, and it was like, I'll take care of these as well. Like she was doing it anyway, but she could just dive into this, right? It was like take up all of her time. Yeah. And I would help her when I can because I love these guys too. So we didn't have 18 at a time, but the last probably like 3 years ago, maybe.
Damn, I didn't know it was that many.
She had 18 that summer, and we let them go in certain stages. Probably at one time we had at least 12, maybe more at the same time. So yeah, it's fucking really hectic. And so we have one asshole neighbor, and not that you don't have a right to, if you have a cage of raccoons in your neighbor's backyard.
You don't have a right unless it's bothering you.
To maybe call you what?
You don't have a right unless
I get it. I'm trying to be beneficial. I'm not trying to stand up for. So somebody called animal control on us. We're pretty sure it's the same asshole who called the city on the guy who had his fence like a fucking 6 inches higher than it's supposed to be.
Gotta be.
And so we're pretty sure who it does. So this animal control, Tammy had the legit papers. They just had to make sure it was like kept up. And so, oh no, you're good.
Who the hell calls animal
And so
control?
we were like, fucking, can you tell us who called? So I can't like tell you who called. So we were pretty sure we know who. And we just wanted to fucking be there when they told them like, yeah, they're fine.
Yeah.
Right? Because then whatever they thought they were going to get done, like nobody was bothering anybody. They just saw somebody like some weirdos with raccoons in their backyard.
I would get it if you have raccoons come into your house and like going in your roof, like actually like invading your property.
Yeah, this is none of your business.
Yeah, like
this is none of your business. So we had that happen. So they came and they did that. So there is a this is going to get to why I never talked about it before. So like it's not like like you can't. Nobody can. Not everybody can do this, but we were legit to do this. But we weren't legit to keep one.
Yeah.
She in that year, and again, trying to get the story right. Sorry, babe, but in that year, I think she got who ended up being Groot, an orphan later than she had everybody else. This was when her mom was almost was getting at her worst, and Tammy needed a therapy of some kind, so she clung on to this little baby raccoon as her little therapy raccoon, and he didn't. In hindsight, you just force him into the other little families. He'd get beat up a little bit, he'd be fine, but you know what I mean. Like, but she couldn't stand it. She couldn't he didn't adopt to any of the other families. I don't think she ever really wanted him to. I begged her not to keep him. We already had 2 raccoons at this point. I knew how much work it was. This is like going to be like 10 years of our life. And as much fun as it is, like it's like you're not real. Like he's there's nothing wrong with him. Right. Like, I don't want you to keep, I know I don't put demands on anybody, but I was like, I don't want you to keep him if I have a say in this.
Yeah.
And she heard me and she tried, but then it came to a point where she's just like, well, I'm keeping him. I'm like, okay. And so the day that we decided to keep him, I went all in. Like, cause I knew, like, I love the other ones and I didn't want to like attach myself much to him. Like the other ones that we gave away, like they all had names. Yeah. Like we all know who they are and we all like whatever. And so you still do have a certain attachment to them. I wonder how Connor's doing. I wonder, you know what I mean? Like how fucking Rhonda's doing, like all these things. But it doesn't sit for very long. You just hope it is, but you didn't have to see it. So I would ever play with him. But the second this is going to be our new pet, I dove in. He loved me way more than he loved Tammy. Tammy will admit like this too. Like I could do whatever I wanted to him. Like we didn't give him a room downstairs. We gave him, eventually it came into the biggest cage. Like I'll explain why I didn't show pictures before or talk about before, but, and sorry, I'm hijacking the rest at the end of the show here, but we kept him in the living room. He didn't like to be out on the floor. He liked being in the cage. We eventually had it where he could be in a cage and the doors would be wide open and I could play with him and he could come down, he could sleep all day or whatever. And I could play with him and be with him. The dog could go into his cage and play. I got a video I'm going to put on X.
Nice.
And a picture of me like touching him or whatever. The reason why I didn't brag about it or talk about it a lot is because somebody could use this against me.
Yeah.
I brought it up to a couple of people at work way before you started because we've had him for 7 years. So he lasted about 7 years. And Chris at work came over to the house once and told him about it. And I remember Jacob ended up finding out and then some other girl found out about it. And I'm like, holy shit, this is getting out of the way. If somebody doesn't like me at work,
oh yeah, all
they got to do is call animal control.
Yeah.
And they could take him away from me. And I couldn't have that happen. Like whatever, when like worse things can happen to you. But that's why I could never bring it up. They could start going around and I was mad. I go, fuck, Jacob, you can't tell anybody about this. Like this could be used against me. The shitty neighbor knew we had one.
Yeah.
Like,
look how that went.
We could fucking get away with it. Maybe say he's like for educational purposes. She has the things, right?
But you don't want to go through all that.
I didn't want anything to do with it. So I kept it quiet. But like every day we had to like take care of this guy. And like I said, like it's this personality or character or soul, but like, I don't know, man. Like I said, it's a pet connection. I know you've had a pet. I know you appreciate what I'm saying in there, but like every day I played with him. And like I said, it was different than a pet or like a pet cat or a raccoon. Like that's why I like cats a little bit more than dogs. Like dogs are so needy. Like they need you, right? Like it's a cat and needs you. Like they need you by using their paws on you, but they could fucking take you or leave you. Yep. Give me my food, fuck off.
Yeah. Like
I like that about people. I like people like independence. He was like a cat and a dog in the same vein. Like he needed you to do stuff for him, but he didn't want you to do stuff for him. He wanted to be on everything was on his terms. And he liked to play with shit. You could shoot with a water gun in the face. Like I could go on and on my connection, but I'm a people person. I do the show. I can't deny I wanted to fucking talk. I talk. But like my connection with him was like second to really only my really good friends and my wife, as stupid as that sounds. And with the pets, you can always fix them. I'm being fixed right now. Yep. I can feel sorry that I'm on a pump and I had to get all that, but like it's nothing.
Yeah.
Right? Like I'm in a wheelchair by choice to go to the X. I'm not that fucking guy that has to be in the wheelchair.
Yep.
I'm not at the Paralympics because I fucking got run over by a drunk driver. Like fucking like all these things, I'm so blessed. and have that. And our cats, I told you, I didn't think about it on the show. One of our cats had this same problem that that Groot ended up having, which is they get stones in their bladder and it goes in their urethra and they can't pass urine. And so that happened to our cat. Eventually, it was a $10,000 surgery that we got for $4,000, which nobody would do. We did, right?
Yep.
But I'm not trying to convince him, but we had that ability. He had so now he's transitioned. But we can't do that. You can't do that to the raccoon. Everything is a little different anatomy, and he won't. You can't put a cone on him. You can't he won't. You know what I mean? Like heal.
He'll probably take it off.
It just wouldn't work that way. So I don't know how long it's been going on for, but at least a year, probably longer.
Yeah, it's been a while.
But he's been however, he's been starting to get these stones and not be able to pass urine. So they've tried to catheterize him. They've done things. We've done everything we could. And this was really why we couldn't do the show, or part of why we couldn't. This is part of whatever going into last week.
Yeah.
2 weeks ago this Sunday, we noticed he hadn't gone to the washroom for a while, and Tammy's like on top of it, watching him. So she took him to her clinic. Noticed that his whole bladder was full. He 100% was peeing full of crystals. They couldn't get a catheter in him anymore. Everything is
seriously. It was that crystallized.
It's not that, Brian. It's like your stepfather's going to, or like her stepfather's going. You can't just keep putting catheters in your cock.
I mean, there's that.
Like eventually, like something. You know what I mean? Like it's like you've exhausted that option.
Yeah.
That option was never an option, so it got exhausted. What they would do before is they could pass it, push it through, maybe with a catheter and get it. I got the last stone from 2 weeks ago that you wouldn't look like anything, but when you think of it in your pee hole, you're like, motherfucker.
No, fuck
you
that.
heard of people doing kidney stones and like it's a motherfucker to pass. And so this is what he was dealing with. And it's a fucking horrible way to die.
Yeah, that sounds torturous.
It's a horrible way to live. It's a horrible way to die.
God damn.
So 2 weeks ago on this coming Sunday, she woke me up at 3 a.m. She'd been checking on him and all. And the more you fuss with it, he's like I said, he's all his personality. I'm not even gonna get across. I said pretty much everything I need to say, but it's you know him. So he was out of sorts a bit. And say he would be angry with Tammy. You couldn't just do what you wanted with him. I had if I was worried about getting bit, I'd have to wear welding gloves.
Yeah.
The bit can get through, and I could manhandle him with a glove. He could bite me hard. We can play, but I never really had to do that. If he wasn't feeling sorts, I've been bitten by him more than the others. The others were it's funny. He lived in the living room his whole life, watched TV with us, had the doors open, had the dogs in him, but he was a little bit more wilder than the other two ever were. Mm-hmm. The other two were never as violent as her. Gilligan never bit Tammy once. Accidentally scratched her when her hair was from the fucking salon and she smelled all fucking a certain way, and he was and so she had probably still has a little scar on her nose from that. But he was the most tame thing you could ever imagine. Groot had more of a wild side to him, but like I said, he was once I dove in, I took him over in a way. Mm-hmm. So we noticed something's wrong. She took him to the thing and passed the stone, and she's like, "We can't get a catheter. If he gets more of these this, we were preparing ourselves." And then he peed a little bit over the last couple of days. We were hoping that it was good enough, but it wasn't. And then by last Thursday night, Friday morning, it was days since he's gone. She was like, "Yeah, if he doesn't go, we're gonna have to take him back, or this." And he was starting to get agitated and so we knew. I'm a pussy. I never have to do these things. Of all the animals I've ever had, I've say I've had fucking 15 animals as a kid and all the way. I've had to watch maybe 3 of them die, on my terms. Mm-hmm. She does it every day. It's not her, but with these things.
Yeah.
So she had to take him, and they knocked him out again, and they saw that his bladder was full as fuck and nothing. There wasn't even a stone in his urethra, but his urethra is, I guess, collapsed. It's not the right word, but that's basically kind of what happens. Something to that effect is the visual I can have. And she called. She said she had to put him down, and so I get to be upset and do all that, but she had to do it. It's rough. I don't want to compare it to a person but I compare it to the connection. Mm-hmm. It took me forever, and it's only really been 2 weeks, so what an idiot I am to say forever. I can barely look at the cage. We haven't, we have other things going on. We haven't dismantled. We haven't gotten rid of all of his evidence, you know what I mean, of him yet. Like it takes. I'm a very slow fuck, you know what I mean. Like I don't. A lot of her mom's stuff still around in our house. Like I got my mom's stuff. Like it's not. I'm not a cleansing type of person, you know what I mean. I cling to shit, and I haven't got rid of. So we're gonna have to dismantle all this stuff and all of the. Excuse me, but like just all the food we have for him, like in the house, like it's tough. So it gets. Time heals all wounds, other than my hip, I guess. It gets a little bit better. Like you remember how lucky you were to have that connection. I get it. It's just a pet, but like having a connection with anything's eyes. You know what I mean? Like it just hits me. It just hits me sometimes. I feel like a bitch right now. But the fact
Come
that
on, Jay.
I know I know I cry all the time. I cry at fucking long distance commercials.
They don't know that.
They do now.
Wait, did you say long distance commercial?
The fact that when they give them the letters on Survivor, the fact that they have so we have this, so it's like so we have to put it away. So I couldn't look at the cage every now and then. Something reminds them. It took the first couple days, something comes up and it reminds you. It's like fuck, and you see it, and it's like now it's kind of like it's not as bittersweet. It's bittersweet now. It's not as painful.
Yeah.
I'm going to spoil the show for you for the first episode, so we were just looking for a random new show to watch, and we just finished watching that Mayor of Kingstown, which I still recommend. But we finished all that seasons. Was that?
We're already done.
Did you?
Yeah.
Crazy show, eh?
Yeah, I love it.
Yeah. Well, okay, next week. So we started watching this Apple show called Bad Monkey.
Oh yeah, that's on the list. That's on.
It's
the
on your list.
Yeah.
Can I spoil something for you? It's not a major plot line.
No, go ahead.
So the first night after this all happened, we're fucking just like cuddling each other. We're trying to get due or buy, and so we said, okay, we got to watch a new show. Let's watch this Bad Monkey. They kill a raccoon.
Oh God.
You watch a raccoon get run over. You watch fucking, and then the raccoon is not out of the show for the whole fucking. Once it gets run over, it's not the end of the show.
Are you serious?
Yeah, like it's fucking like. Somebody puts it in somebody's house they don't like.
Oh, God.
Somebody has to come and get it out of that house. This fucking dead raccoon is brought up no more than 5 or 6 times throughout this fucking episode. And we're just fucking looking at, is this real? Like, is this like God fucking making me get over myself? Like putting it in front of you? Like it's made me not want to watch the fucking show anymore.
I was about to say, so you guys
nothing to do with the show
watching that
whatsoever. There's a fucking monkey in it who fucking probably shouldn't be captive either, but there's a fucking monkey in it too. And so we just couldn't believe the whatever you want to call that, the fucking timing of that is insane. Like, what the fuck is that?
Yeah.
That show's been on for a few bit. Like, we could watch the show any other time.
But this is the time.
This is the time we watch, and it's just like you're confronted with this.
Yeah.
Like, it's not our raccoon that's dead. It's not this, that. And so, yeah, little things are actually a little bit better now. You know what I mean? Like, I guess this is what happens with people. Like, it's a little harder when it's your mom or whatever. Like, it takes so much longer when the connection is real.
For sure.
But it's still it's in the same ballpark, and I think time just allows you to appreciate what you had when you had it.
Mm-hmm.
He was a big part. Like, I don't want to be this like a raccoon person, but like you become that. You know what I mean? Like there's TikTok videos, all kinds of, because like in Russia they have them a lot as pets. Like I said, in the States, so some of these people think they have the raccoons in high chairs playing with food and doing all kinds of running around stuff. Like ours would never have wanted to go with that. So I know like people have them. People understand what I'm trying to say about this as a pet type of thing.
Yeah.
But it's like it's a luxury to have a pet and to have that connection. Like it's the ultimate, saying all this shit now, saying it's the ultimate, like it's better to have loved and lost than never to have loved at all. I'll never do it again.
Yeah.
Because of the commitment. If it was a fish that would last like a year, I probably wouldn't do it then, because then I'm just going to kill myself over like a year. Right? But like it's everything. You have to have somebody come and take care of this when you go away for a vacation.
Yeah.
You can't tell people in case they fucking hold it against you. Like it's not, you know what I mean? Like I would have you haven't even been to my house fucking this time. I wouldn't have been able to talk him to come out from his little hammock to see you because you were a stranger. He might have, but I would never have like been able to guarantee it. Mm-hmm. So it's not even something you can kind of show off.
Yeah.
Eventually, if you would have come over and sat for a bit, he would have popped himself out and he would have seen you'd have done that. But yeah, like it's just whatever. It's just fucking shit.
Yeah.
It's really left a hole bigger than my my incision in my leg. I got holes everywhere, I guess.
Sorry to hear that, man.
I know you are. You've known about this kind of stuff for a bit.
Oh yeah,
even when we were going through the troubles.
Oh yeah,
and that was like kind of the beginning of the end for him or whatever. But it was so hard to go through as well.
I bet
it's not as important. I don't know.
It is important.
You're right, because the connection's real.
Yeah,
it's not. I'm not trying to make it as important as other losses, but at the moment, it's just as big as loss as anything I've ever had. And the animal people out there, like they'll get it. I know you get it because you know me. You know, it's not like I've ever felt like talked anything like that about anything else type of thing. This is me. Like now, I'm just trying to find ways to knock myself down. Not that I need to, but I have more pictures of him in my phone than anybody else. My
Including
wife,
Tammy?
my fucking mom, my dad, anybody. I never cared. Like, I care for them, but I've taken them more for granted for that.
Yeah.
He was mine. You know what I mean? Like, he was, I don't know. Like, that's, I'm not a picture person. Like, I got fucking nothing but pictures of him. That's what I was going to share before the X.
Some,
I will. No, you people will be sick of me and my fucking raccoon.
And there was I at the X sending you pictures of my kids, and you guys are going through that, Jay. Come on, man.
Yeah, but that's what life is, Brian.
I know, but like...
So I didn't tell you then.
No, you didn't.
You know how much I wanted to tell you? Not to put that on you. I couldn't do that. That's an asshole move.
No, but then I'm there sending pictures and shit. Like
that's what I need. I love those pictures. I just told you how great it was seeing those kids there with that. I go to the X all the time. I take it for granted. Wanted to be there with them. Holy fuck, they got a caricature made of them. Look at that. You talk about their memories all the time. I was in that memory moment for you. Mm-hmm. I was happy for you. As much as I needed to tell you, because I only have a few people I can tell this to, right? Like, because my circle is small. Not that the people, everybody who knows me knows about this.
Yeah.
But whatever, I talked to you differently. Like, I needed to tell you, but that I couldn't tell you then. I couldn't ruin your day. You wouldn't have taken it as hard as me, but you would have known.
Yeah.
You would have felt for me.
Yeah.
It would have changed your day. And I couldn't do that to you. I couldn't do that to you while you were having fun at the X. There was I would tell you eventually, but now that's going to affect the rest of your day. You were already like, Jason, but then you would have, you know what I mean? Like, very minimal. The kids would never have known all that, but you would have known.
Yeah.
And you didn't need to know then. You're going to know when you're going to know.
Which was the next day.
Yeah, but that's good enough. You weren't at the X. I needed to fucking let it out.
Yeah.
I had to, this is...
I went to see and I said, shit, I sent him fucking all these pictures and shit.
You can't feel guilty or anything about that.
Oh, man, that sucks. I'm like, I know. She's like, how's Tammy? I'm like, I don't fucking know. So how's Tammy taking? I'm like, oh, shit, this is not good.
Yeah, I know. I wanted to be as honest with you as possible. I didn't want to kind of sugarcoat it. And in this instance... For you, there's probably no sugarcoating anything with you for me, but in this instance, there's definitely no. I knew I would be here right now eventually. I knew out of all of our podcasts, the amount of times I wanted to talk about him.
Yeah,
like
we even had him on the dock before.
Yes, because of like I can't even remember whatever reason.
I think it was
because he was going through shit.
Yeah, he was going through the peeing thing.
Yeah, I wanted to, and I think you're right. He's been on the dock, and I've only ever said pet.
Yeah.
I've never said dog or cat. I've said pet. And that's as close as I would get because I didn't want anybody to fucking hold it against. Nobody here listening to this is going to do that or whatever. But I'm just so conditioned to not fucking, to hold it in.
Yeah.
And you can hear how much of a part of it is me. And holding that in it's garbage. You know what I mean? Like, it's not good at all.
Yeah.
It doesn't do it at all. So at the time, I needed to, but like, I also was just like, the next day would be fine. Like if I let it go a week, I would have to hear from you. Why the fuck didn't you tell me a week ago?
I would have said that.
And I wouldn't have a good reason, like because I just didn't want to tell you. Why would I tell my friends? And so that's why you got told sooner than even other people. I think Sammy might know now, but I haven't talked to him at all since I've left work. Mm-hmm. Marcel and Sean from work, they know about him. They've talked to me and asked me about it, but I haven't brought it up to them. Mm-hmm. Like, I'm not going to just throw that into our little text messages. Like, I can bring it up with them. I don't need them to help me get over it. I do need you. You know what I mean? Like, letting it out. I think the people who know about it, that's why you people here are hearing about it now, because you've heard me just fucking ramble about all my other bullshit. And this is one of the most important things that I've had. Mm-hmm. But like I said, like, it's all my doing. Like, Please, baby, no more raccoons. No more nothing that's going to take fucking like so much like commitment for us.
I remember you talk about your mornings and stuff.
What do you mean?
When you have to take care of them, make sure you would wake up and you're hoping you can rest. You're just hoping you can rest, you know?
So now we feel guilty.
No, you can't feel guilty. That's all part of it.
I
It's
get
all
it, bro.
freaking
But now
part
we
of
look
it.
so I look at the empty cage and I see that. I go, remember that time you just were so happy he stayed asleep?
Yeah.
And now you look at the cage and you're still waiting for his fucking head to pop out of it, and you feel like, what kind of asshole didn't appreciate every minute?
You can't.
I know you don't. Like I appreciate what you're saying,
You can't.
but I still can't. I'm balancing the two.
Mhm.
Like, yeah, like I don't, like I said, the consequences are way less than a kid. I'm not comparing it to a kid or all that, but the kids were a little bit bratty. Well, Sire was a little bit bratty. Sorry,
Yeah.
Kai, you were. I'm not putting you by either. Just throw them all into one fucking lump, right?
Yeah.
And I'm just like, fuck. Like, on one hand, you probably can't wait to come up here to fucking pod, but now you're not, like, you're being forced to discipline them or deal with them in a way that is a little unnatural because
I
you're
don't
having
want
to go
to
pod.
because I want them to be able to freaking deal with it themselves.
But where do you draw the line? You couldn't let them deal. If you just let them deal with all themselves, then they're not going to eat.
Yeah.
They're just going to cry in the corner.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know. Would you just let them cry themselves out of it or something?
No, you just gotta. Yeah. It really, yeah. You know, it just depends.
I guess, yeah. You don't have to have an answer for that, but I'm saying, like, you're like dealing with that shit.
It's just it's just annoying. Like usually they're pretty fine when you come over, right?
Oh, so yeah, that's it. So I'm talking to the wrong person here, but you're not going to be like, I wonder how many other people other than you would be like, I wonder if I was too hard on him at the time.
Fuck no.
Or just whatever.
I've been thinking like I should never have left him like getting away so easily.
Sorry, I do.
That's what I was thinking.
I do.
Like, the hell? This guy's sitting there on his tablet right now.
Yeah, because the wife is downstairs by herself dealing with fucking both of them.
Yeah, but still, like, it just gets worse if you let it go.
So, forgive me, I really don't want to overstep a bounds, and I'm not trying to. I just thought of this in a second. Like,
Yeah.
do you guys have to, like, when do you guys come together to decide on how you're gonna, or do you just try to do it like an au natural? Like, do you guys like have a plan? Because these things, in my mind, they just spring on you. And you have to deal with them in the moment. It's
Like
not
when
like,
they're being
hey,
bratty?
yeah. It's not like, hey, next time Sire is bratty, we're gonna have to. I'm taking the tablet away for sure. And then she's like, goes like, can we have it when he's eating? Like, how do you just deal with that kind of confrontation or whatever in the moment?
Most of the time, yeah. Most of the time, I just try not to get involved because when I get involved, I need to make sure she's more soft than me, right? Like she'll say stuff and not do it. She'll threaten more than I do. I don't threaten as much as she does. She'll threaten the entire day. I'll threaten maybe once or twice, and then I have to do it.
Yeah.
Just so they know. So I try not to get involved in the beginning. You know what I mean?
I can understand. I can see that.
But then when things start to get too far, and I know that she's not gonna do it or not gonna really stand on business, then I just try to get involved. And I sometimes I say to her, like often I'll be like, do you want me to deal with him or are you gonna do it? And then sometimes she'll just do it because she knows how it's gonna go when I
Yeah.
you know, they're gonna be crying, they're not gonna have internet, they're gonna be sitting down crying, making all these noise and stuff. So that's really how it does. And then like when it's like a whole pattern of like 2 weeks of him just being bad, I'll say stuff like next time he's on thin ice. So he's on thin ice now. Like anything he does, he's getting punished right away for it. So that's how we usually typically go for it. That's how I go about it.
So it's like basically you have to kind of, you can't really, there is like a base of a plan, but you can't really like sit on like the plans just get like it just doesn't work. You have to like take it as it goes. And I like that. I like what I appreciated the most. That was like asking how you wanted, you know what I mean? Like do it instead of like taking over something that she's been dealing with for a few days and then have you come in. Does working nights like compound this problem in a way or no?
I don't know because even if
like do they, I don't know how to put this. Do you think they listen more to you?
Yeah, way more. They behave, she'll tell you, they behave way better when I'm around.
Is that frustrating? Like that's what I'm asking about the night part. Like, is it frustrating that you, whatever you? And again, I don't know if this is the right word. Can't be as effective as many times. Like you know what I mean? Like when you want to be.
Not really. if I call them and I talk to them, they'll listen more so. They'll calm down. And she appreciates the fact, especially in the summer, that I have them during work, right? When she's working, she's on the phone.
That's cool. No, I get that.
So she doesn't have to deal with that struggle. And so we deal with that. Other than that, they're at school. And then when they come home, they're only awake for like 3-4 hours, right? So
what I'm also realizing now is that as older as the older they get, the problems just get more complicated, I would think.
Yeah, they're more like...
They're more devious. They're better at
doing all this stupid shit. So it's funny now because Sire, he's like a little more like violent. Like he'll hit Kai all the time and stuff. But Kai's still bigger and older than him. Even though Sire may be stronger, I don't know. But Kai is still bigger, and if Kai hits Sire, Sire cries. Yeah. He'll run over, Max, Kai hit me. And now it's funny because this whole summer it's always been before Sire will come, Kai hit me. Like, Kai, what did you do? No, he was doing, no, don't hit your brother. Now it's like, oh, Kai hit me. So what did you do, Sire? What did you do for Kai?
That's cool. I like that progression. I mean? So you're giving Kai some accountability, like, I don't know how to. You're believing Kai. You're giving Kai whatever. You're supporting him.
Yeah.
You're not just fucking saying he did something wrong right away.
Exactly. Because I think
that is a change.
From the beginning, he's learned that you can't just hit your little brother. He's smaller than you and all this stuff. So now we generally know if Kai's not violent.
No,
Kai's very soft.
I get that.
We generally know if he's hitting Sire's probably for a reason.
Sire's hit him 10 times beforehand.
Yeah, probably 10 times, thrown stuff at him, like a whole bunch of shit. He's bad like that. So we'll give Kai, sometimes Kai will come and we'll ask him, well, it'll be like a stern tone, and then he'll explain what happens. And if it sounds believable, then, whatever. It's like, Sire, stop your crying. Like, go find something to do.
Are you still thinking of putting Sire into fighting?
No, because now they had their last soccer last week.
Oh, it's over.
Right? Kai scored 5 goals last week.
No videos. Where's the videos?
No video. I think there's like there's a couple videos. I'll send them to you. But yeah, Sire scored 3 goals. Kai came off the field after and he goes, it's bored when you score so much. It's bored when you score so much. Because they were doing pretty good.
Nice.
And then so now Sire wants to do basketball. Yeah.
That's new.
So we're signing him up for basketball, the Milton Stags. So he's yeah.
What about Kai?
Kai doesn't want to do sports at all.
Your dream.
Yeah.
What is he doing?
He's
Violin?
doing piano.
Piano. Your
He's
fucking
doing
dream.
Piano. So we've asked him several times over the past couple of weeks what he wants to do. He just says no, he wants to do piano. I tried to do violin. He's just piano.
Fuck the violin. The piano, right? Man. The piano's the shit.
Sire, it's funny because his league, they were doing tryouts. And now in my mind, because Sire's pretty good, and I was like, frick, I want to see Sire in like a rep team, like an actual rep team.
So you want
where
to
you
keep going soccer.
Yeah. But he's like, nah, I'm doing basketball. And he's been doing hilarious. Every day he goes into the basement by himself and he dribbles the bat. There's a little basketball net down there and he's dribbling and shooting for like half an hour. So what am I supposed to do?
Little fucking Steph Curry down there.
Right?
What?
So that's the next
You fucking
step.
buried the fucking lead. Kai's going to be doing fucking piano.
I know, right?
That's amazing.
We'll see how
I'm happy for him. I think whatever they get to do, I love that the experiences of it, but this is everything that you were trying to force. Not force in a way.
Trying to force
Okay,
it.
well, lack of a better term, this is what you were trying to force to do, and they didn't naturally. This is what I wanted for them.
Yeah.
This is what I wanted for you and them. Like, don't force them. Let them find out.
I'm surprised Kai was out of sports completely. Like,
wonder what made that happen.
Want to do it.
Did you mention piano? Or did he mention piano?
I said, well, I told them before that you got to think of something outside of soccer.
Yeah, I can get that.
And stuff. But I said you can think about music, you can do all this other stuff. So I guess he thought about it over a while and then came back saying, yeah, piano. And I've asked him, I said, are you sure? He's fine. You can do soccer again because he's been doing pretty good lately too. So I'm like, you could do soccer again. No, I want to do piano. So that's gonna be the freaking plan.
Are you gonna obviously? Are you gonna wait and see if in the summertime again if they want to do soccer? Because maybe after a whole winter of piano lessons and a winter of basketball.
Yeah,
because basketball and soccer probably don't overlap, right?
No, basketball starts in September, so that's gonna be good. And I honestly, having him in this soccer, like remember you came to the first one?
Yeah.
This one was way better.
Yes.
And
No,
so
I agree. 1000%.
This made me want to
Oh,
like
I
it a
see. You
little
saw the
better.
benefit of them doing it like that.
They were like more teamwork, more like just structure, like a whole bunch of stuff. And so I like that. And so if they could probably both make the rep team.
Saying what you're saying, I would love to see Sire as the not best player on his team.
Yes.
Like see him have to work his way up.
Yeah.
Because I think he's the big part of you. I don't think he can stand not being the best.
No.
And I think he would work his fucking ass off to be as good as the best kids on the team. He right now has nobody to look up to in a way.
Yep. Just Kai.
Yeah, and Kai's not as into it.
Yep.
He's got physical abilities. He can do stuff.
He just doesn't care.
But if fucking Sire was fucking 4 more years older, he'd be like, fucking, I'm better than you.
Oh, yeah. I remember Sire had a bad game a couple of weeks ago, and like we were watching, I was like, oh, this is terrible. And then Sire comes off the field, and Selena's like, good job, Sire. He's like, no, you played bad. And he was so mad the whole time. He was so mad. And he just played bad. I'm like, oh.
Yeah, you got to respect that. I see that. Fuck, man. That's great. When does these... So he's doing tryouts for basketball now?
No, it's just going to be...
he's just getting thrown on a little house league team?
on a thing. We'll see how he does.
When does basketball get played?
Oh, I think it's like 2 times a week. I think it's on Fridays. No, it's 1 time a week. It's going to be on Fridays. So, yeah.
We'll see. I'm...
We're both off.
Do you think that it'll be a problem for me to continue my schedule when I get back? Do you think... part of me wants... Like, again, not talking to anybody... If I was them, because again, I feel a little guilty in this situation, not really, very, very, very little, but I wanted to continue what it was before. I don't know if physically working in 11-hour days in my best interest.
That's true.
But then their counter will be that you don't have to. That's on you.
They absolutely would say that.
Yeah. So, but then I can't work fucking like so. Yeah,
so
come in on Friday.
Working Fridays.
Yeah, like
you don't want to work a shorter pay week. You don't want to work 40 hours.
And have Fridays off?
Yeah.
Buddy, I'm getting by on next to nothing right now, so I would fucking do that.
Jeez.
I'm only saying that.
Jay.
Why?
40 hours.
4 days a week.
Yeah.
Bro, okay, so one of the things you do notice when you're out of the rat race for a bit, and I'm not, and I can use the money, I'm going to be jumping right back in, it's just like, oh, I've worked for a living my whole fucking life. It isn't what life is about.
No, it's
not. We
not.
pretend we talk and we try to fill bullshit, but it's all conditioned that we work 48 hours a week.
100%.
And your God did not intend that to fucking happen.
100%.
And so, but I don't know how to change that.
Yeah.
Other than not going in on Fridays as a start. Like I don't need it as much as I did, but I don't know I don't want to lose it. And so part of me, one of my paranoid parts of me is just going like, oh, when I go back to make my schedule again, they're going to be like, so do we have to, I'm just guessing, just looking at you over there as Ryan across the desk going, so, and I know as I'm saying it to you, he's not strong arming enough to fucking change it. So he'll be on the other side. So do we have to continue this Friday thing? And I could just say, yes. And it'll be like, okay. Yep. But I don't know how much they will push back on it.
I don't think they're going to push back. I think you'll be all right, to be honest.
Well,
I think you'll be good.
I have to watch Sire play basketball.
Oh, yeah. You know what? We should definitely do Fridays off. I think that's the only option. Get a doctor's note, everything.
Well, that'll be, yeah. So anyway, I'm just a little thinking of that. But that is minimal 6, probably 8 weeks still away.
Oh, that's so long.
Not long enough. It's going by. Where's it gone?
When you coming back?
So it'll probably be in November. It'll be like, so if I do all my shit till like the 3 months of like the surgery stuff and then take 2 weeks on afterwards, it'll be in the middle of November.
So your buddy Vishu will be gone.
Yeah.
Your buddy Ganesh will be gone. I don't know if he's your buddy.
He's not like Vishu.
They'll be gone and there'll be a whole different landscape.
It's already a whole different landscape.
But before we go.
Oh my God. How did we stop this? So let's go there. Let's get there. How long you've had? So I knew the day you got your new phone.
Yeah.
This will be a little extra good because I got time. Finally, I don't have a heart out. So let's talk away. You got your new phone.
I did.
So is it a lot different? So what is it? What is the phone that you have right now?
The Pixel 9
Pro. Pixel
XL.
9 Pro. Top of the line.
Yep.
You always get the top of the line.
Yep.
Is it a lot different than the 8?
Not really.
When was the last huge leap?
The last huge leap,
or has it always just been?
It's hard to say because
That's
every
fine.
year they just get blurred together. But
That's
I
fine.
will say, this is what I will say. This will sum it up. This is probably the first time I've felt like I loved a phone more than the last.
Oh, I see.
Yeah, like the
I
last
see.
ones, they were
Already.
all kind of around the same,
Yeah.
but this is the first time I was like, okay, like,
I get exactly what you're saying.
yeah,
My new phone's always just been my new phone for a
Yeah.
long time.
yeah,
I would have had to have gotten the Fold for it to have that kind of an impact on me.
exactly.
But
right?
this is basically the same phone you're getting again. But so I knew you were getting it. I'm thinking I got the message when you were
logging in.
yeah, like I saw that the commercials are fucking like all over. Again, I got nothing to do but watch TV. So they really hype these phones, obviously, when they come out, iPhone, Google as well. But they've been fucking, for more than a year now, they've been hyping up the Gemini AI.
Yeah.
And I've never really talked to you much about those features. We've like whatever bullshit about AI before. But like, so do you use, like, so the commercials make it look like it's like the best thing since sliced bread. Is it? Or is it just like another little feature on your phone?
Best thing since sliced bread is maybe kind of a stretch, but the best assistant that I've ever talked to, easily by far. I've had Mr. K, your buddy K.
Yeah.
He's a nerd too.
Yeah.
So he's like, did you hear about the Google Pixel? I said, yeah, I pre-ordered it. I already have it. He's like, oh, really? I'm like, yeah. He's like, oh, you see the AI? So he's all into it. He wants to go from iPhone to thing,
Okay.
but he's just struggling with the iMessage thing because a lot of his people have iMessage. But he's like, I just want to go to get a Pixel. He wants to get a Pixel 9. I said, you should. He's like, he's trying, whatever. So he was like holding my phone. He's like playing with it. He's asking about the Gemini and everything and stuff. And the add me feature, which is a picture you can add yourself in a selfie type of a thing. Like, it's like he's really into it. And so we used Gemini and we were just having like full out conversations with him, like asking him how to make recipes and stuff. Me and Booby were outside and we were talking about, we have this asshole boss at work and like, what do we do? And he's like, that's a tough situation. You might want to report him to HR or something. I said, should I write an email? He's like, that's good because it'll leave a paper, like they'll have like a full out conversation with it.
That's remember sorry, go ahead.
No, I'm done.
I said to you that you should use AI in helping with fucking designing the new fucking building.
Right,
Like I wanted
could.
you with scheduling, like you were the young person in there that could use AI and just in the general terms. This is probably Pixel 7 when I first said that.
It was.
So, but I never I hardly so I don't have that. I've never really used that function.
Yeah.
So it seems like a forced use.
I think AI in general is being forced on us.
In that kind of way. But like when I was at the hospital, like the other day, and the two computers were on before the doctor came in to log in, it was the new Google page. And it was talking all like the prompts or whatever was on the screen were all about like asking me this and do that. And they were trying to get you to fucking really just change all the ways you search for shit.
Yeah.
Right? Like, yeah, like how do you go from typing into Google to asking to Google? It seems simple, but it's just like it just doesn't get done like that, or I don't do it like that.
Yeah, like.
But I was wondering if you're doing it more now because it's easier to do.
I think I'm only doing it as a gimmick type of a thing. Like I'm only doing it as a testing out the feature. In general, every day, I use Google a lot, like especially with my voice too, in my house, right? But like in terms of search, like I'd rather pick up my phone, like being in public and saying, "Hey, blah blah blah, do this." But the new Pixel Buds earphones, which I also pre-ordered, which come in September, they have that in your ear, so you can just talk to Gemini in your ear, type of a thing.
So what you just ask the air? You hold your ear
You
and
can
you just
either
ask,
hold,
hey
you can
Gemini,
use the Hey
who should I
Google.
pick as my fantasy football team?
Basically, yeah.
Yeah.
Basically, it's crazy. I would do it right now.
No, I
But,
don't
yeah.
need to. No, like I get it. I appreciate. I think that whole AI thing like is forced in that way for our personal use.
Yes.
Like it's not like in general. You know what I mean? Like Big Brother AI. Like it's just a like whatever term, like whatever to be thrown out there as
Yeah.
like in a general information based fucking thing. It's the learning part. It's like going from predictive text to what predictive, you know what I mean? Like what question you're going to ask.
Yeah.
Right? Like I've been around doctors. They just seem to know what you're saying before you finish saying the sentence because they talk to so many people about the, you know what I mean? This limited field with their expertise. So Google's limited field is like so huge. So it's just like, oh, you're going to ask about Big Brother again, or you're going to ask about, you know what I mean? Like whatever fucking what the prices of weed are, or whatever fucking, you know what I mean? Like you're not going to ask what's going on, you know what I mean, in fucking Paris or whatever, you know what I mean? Like you've been watching the Olympics.
Realistically, you could basically ask it any of that stuff.
No, but it's a force. Like I get it, but
it is forced for us. It is forced for us, but I think we just need to take time to take advantage of it. Because especially like Google, they really have a big push AI on their Google Workspace, which is their like work document stuff, like Excel spreadsheets and stuff. Like they can you could tell Gemini, hey, I made this spreadsheet, but can you summarize it and compile it into like a Word document? And it'll say, yeah, sure, blah, 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 blah. Or one feature which I just used, I saw it was this YouTube video and it was so long and it wasn't one that I was really interested in, but I wanted to know what the outcome was. You can just ask it to summarize the video and then it'll just puts it in like freaking thing. You can say, oh, make it a little longer. And then they would tell you like certain aspects like that. Or when we were outside at work and Gordon found a cicada, little bug, it was like this big. And then he's like, frick, what is this? I said, let me see. And I put my phone, I put the camera up. I said, what is this? And it just explained to me what it is. It's like, yeah, it has clear wings, big eyes. You know, they make a lot of noise. Like he was explaining. So in those senses, yeah, it's kind of cool. But is it something that I use every day? You're so used to, like you said, typing in Google, what is this? Or like trying to find, like, I remember in my first mind, I was like, how do I search this bug? Like, how do I explain this bug to thing? But I forget I can just do it with my camera.
I think you're on the cusp of like, yeah, like you're recognizing that you're kind of stuck in an old way of doing things. And now these new tools are available to you.
Yeah.
I'm looking at it in the same way, but even in a way that I'm still not even using the tools that were available to me like years ago.
Yeah.
Like, so I'm playing video games and I'm stuck on boards. So for years now, you can just go to YouTube and find a thing. It seems like a little bit of a cheat. You want to do it as much as you can, but once you get stuck, you don't want to be stuck anymore. So for a long time now, I've known like the secret of YouTube to find these things. So it's great, but I'm still stuck in like, okay, pause the game. Okay, now grab your phone, type in Gran Turismo 7, fucking blah, 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 blah. Instead of just going, hey, Google, how do I beat fucking this board?
Yeah.
And then it finding me.
Yeah.
Because I'm not trained enough to do that. You're like retraining because I'm still trained to use a phone. That's why it's not as important to me. Like it's stupid, I still do, but I've never cared about those features as much as like you care about it. You just like having them.
Yeah.
Like you don't like you're just getting it because it's the newest piece of technology, not because it has all these AI abilities.
Yeah.
But they really push it.
They're really pushing it. Apple's event is going to be at the whole Apple Intelligence thing, AI.
Hey, wow!
So that's going to be their whole.
How do they
thing
get that? How do they do that every time?
Right. So it's going to be a very big Galaxy AI. That's Samsung. They're all doing this real big push. I just think it's kind of creepy how hard they're pushing it because it's not that useful to consumers. It is definitely useful to businesses and like rewriting emails and all that kind of stuff. But I even seen Booby use ChatGPT to rewrite emails so he can sound professional.
He should.
And right? But
that was South Park. They had it a long time, but that's what you used to fucking when your fucking wife is fucking calling you, hey ChatGPT, answer fucking Selena for me, will you?
Right?
And then they fucking she's in a whole different relationship than somebody other than you.
Exactly.
They fucking Stan's girlfriend said, so yeah, when you were 7 and your dad did that to you. What? Fucking ChatGPT has a fucking I've never used ChatGPT.
No?
I know it is. I understand it. I'm not scared of it. I just don't find a reason for it.
You'll use it when you get your iOS update in like
Why?
September.
But I just told you. Phone. I type in Gran Turismo 7.
They're gonna
Moby
force
Dick,
you.
level 6, board number 7. Like the fucking thing is like longer than the summary of what AI gave you for the cicada.
Oh man.
So how do I get out of that pattern?
Force. But yeah, I love it. I like the way. So I asked you to hold it.
Oh yeah. So they are getting more iPhone-ish.
They are.
It's way closer to an iPhone than I thought other Google phones were.
Yeah.
I gotta admit, I've only ever seen your phone as a Google phone.
Yeah.
So, I think they're doing it to distinguish themselves. Maybe not like you said, maybe be the iPhone of Android. That's a good way to summarize it. But Samsung's got that market cornered, as far as I know.
Yeah, they've
like Google's trying to weasel into a Samsung market in a way.
Is essentially, yeah.
But do they want to fuck over Samsung? Probably not.
No, because Samsung uses
Google.
their operating system.
So they just kind of want a piece.
Yeah.
So maybe they need to just like separate themselves in a way.
Which it makes sense. But they don't, yeah, that's the only way to do it. But, yeah, it's very oversaturated, the Android market. That's the problem.
It seems heavier than it needs to be.
I agree. There's still many other manufacturers. Like there's this company OnePlus, which came out like maybe 15 years ago. And now they're in Best Buy. There's a Chinese company. There's still Motorola phones. This guy at work has a Motorola flip phone. They have remember the Motorola Razr?
Of course I do. Of course I do.
So there's a flip phone Razr like the Samsung Flip.
Yeah.
And they have that. I've seen it a couple times. And like, so it's so oversaturated. It's not just, even though it looks like Google and Samsung right now, it's not just Google and Samsung anymore.
It always will be though.
For sure.
Like those are all bit players, right?
For sure.
But I was surprised at how iPhoney it was.
Yeah.
Not phony, that was iPhone-ish.
iPhone-ish. A lot of people don't like it.
I like it. I think it's sweet,
it.
Man.
I think it
looks slick. I love the fucking line of the camera lines on the back.
Yeah.
I've known from you how the abilities of it are.
Yeah.
If I wasn't such a careless, like I should have got that fold. I should have got that fold, but I don't regret it like the other things I regret in life. I just like, that was the time to do it.
I was thinking, because the Pixel Fold, I was going to get the Pixel Fold. And then I just backed out in the last minute and just said, you know what, fuck it, I don't want the Pixel. I don't want the Fold.
Because you're scared of change.
Yeah. My big thing was I just didn't want a non-glass screen.
Oh,
you know? And
interesting.
I hate
I bet you I wouldn't like that
it.
either.
It's like, yeah, like
I
the
never
little
even thought of
rubbery
that.
feeling. Like, so
Oh,
I
you're
don't
so
know.
used to the fucking glass.
Yeah.
Oh my God, you're right. Oh,
So
wow,
I
tragic.
think-
I'm never changing now.
Yeah, right?
I'm never changing
The
now.
outside is fine, but the inside, like, and then I was like, am I going to actually use it? Like, I have an iPad, which I barely use. So am I going to even open my phone? No, I barely use my phone. Like I don't even use my phone a lot.
When I've seen Ganesh open up his phone and look at stuff in the lunchroom, I'm like,
it does look
that guy knows
cool.
what he's doing.
It does look cool.
But then when he has it just in the regular phone mode like this, I go, God damn, that's a fucking thick looking phone.
Right?
Why the fuck do you carry that shit?
Exactly.
This is a sidebar, just because I don't have a heart out, I get to talk as long as possible. You've seen those foldable TV screens?
Yeah.
What's who needs that?
Nobody.
What's the point of that?
Nobody.
I get the
needs
fold
it.
phone, but why are you folding your fucking TV screen? They're just showing off or
like
something.
the ones that roll up.
Yeah,
in the
that's
thing.
retarded. Like, so I was just thinking that'll be a non-glass screen too. That can't be as good to look at.
Yeah, probably.
Like,
maybe. I don't know.
I mean, the glass to touch is fine, but it also has to be better to look through.
It might be. But Samsung now is doing a lot of matte on their TVs. They're doing like this matte, like non-glossy. People say it's revolutionary.
No, they're fucking you over, people. So they can use plastic.
Probably. There's no like reflections from like light outside your house.
Oh, that
it
might be
basically
helpful.
absorbs
I hate that.
everything.
Oh, there's
right?
a certain time of day. Everybody in this fucking room knows.
You're like, son of a bitch.
I can't watch that show now. It's it's dusk.
I'll just
I have to wait till the sun goes down.
Oh, absolutely. So yeah. But
all right, well, listen, we'll ask you again, see how many new features you might be able to use next week.
Yeah.
If you solve all the fucking world's problems with your AI phone over there.
Yeah. It's
you did all right for me. I don't need you to solve the world's problems. But
I can solve it. No worry.
I'm glad you're there to hear me and my problems, and hopefully by next week I'm not hooked up to some more fucking machines.
Yeah.
Just me and my metal leg. Still having to pretend I'm not as strong as I am, so you don't go back to work telling them like, yeah, this guy will be here anytime soon.
Oh, I'm going tomorrow.
No. This guy's struggled. This guy's hooked up to fucking tubes, the fucking bandages all over him. Yeah,
shit.
man, this guy, no, man, we're never seeing him again.
Oh, man.
That's what I need you to tell them.
Well, I want to thank everyone for listening to the Work Related Podcast.
Guys, we are related by work on Twitter.
Yeah,
and I'll put up a couple, be posting some random pictures of my my buddy Groot there. Thanks for listening about that. And hopefully we guys see you next week.
Yeah.